And we are live. Welcome, friends, to Coins Live. It is Sunday, the 14th of March, 2021, the day before my payday, and I believe lots of sort of public service paydays are the middle of the month. So what better time to be discussing coins as all of those imaginary coins pour into my bank account, just waiting to be turned by the bank into real coins were I ever to go there in person, which I probably won't. I am joined, as ever, by the good Dr. Samuel Nicoresti. I've appointed you a doctor there. I'm not necessarily allowed to award doctorates, but I have.
Okay, well, I mean, I'll take it. I certainly don't have a doctorate from anywhere else.
No. Well,
but the University of Life, if they're giving them out.
Well, they are constantly giving them out. It's
So they've got a PhD from the University of Life. Stick that to your bachelor's.
Not the most stringent of awarding bodies, the University of Life. Tend to hand out degrees to any Tom, Dick, or Harry who happens to show up. How are you today, very true. Sam?
Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, I've got my new internet installed, so people in the chat will be seeing a lot more frames of me, hopefully coming in quicker succession and closer to the actuality of my movements. We inch ever closer towards simultaneity.
I can't wait until we have full simultaneity. I don't know.
Whatever. University of Life doesn't go into that sort of stuff.
No. Well, it's not necessary, really, is it? We've got with us in the chat, Pissing Myself Funny Bear, who says hello, and Baldy, who, as ever, has joined us with their typical utterance. What is it, Sam?
Stevenage.
Stevenage, yes, and yet again, unfortunately, no. But Baldy also provides the information. Technically, I am a dick. So presumably, Richard, one would assume, unless Baldy is being unnecessarily unkind to himself. Just wanted to show you, I discovered, I don't know if you can, let's switch over to CoinCam actually. I discovered, wow. Zoomed in quite far there. I discovered on the windowsill in
I think we know what it is though, don't we?
Our living room, a $5 bill with the horrid little word art 5.
Which side of the windowsill, in or out?
Inside, I did know it was there. I just had rather forgotten, but I wasn't entirely surprised by its presence. And I don't know if you can see that, obviously above the word art 5, we have a sort of little cloud of floating 05s. Not sure what you make of that. Any thoughts on that?
It looks like a sort of joined the dots puzzle. I wonder if you could have a crack at it.
Well, if I had a pen, I mean, undoubtedly there's a pen somewhere around. They've also got that on this side, just next to what I believe is Honest Abe. Is that Honest Abe there?
Well, I don't know about the nickname, but it's certainly Abraham Lincoln.
Abe.
The what number president was he? Not the first. That was Washington.
Yeah, I don't know.
He was the big one. Everyone loved him, didn't they? Should we say the 12th?
12th president. Yeah, we can.
How many can there be? John Adams, George Washington, John Adams,
Baldy,
Hamilton, Alexander Hamilton.
Baldy is having. Was Hamilton president?
I don't know.
I thought he was Minister of Finance or some crap like that. I don't really fucking know, to be honest. What number president was Abraham Lincoln? An autocomplete result. Baldy, you 16. Were very, very close there, Baldy. 16th. Baldy also shares some further knowledge. Hamilton wasn't born in the US, so couldn't be president.
Was that what the musical was about?
I don't fucking know. Any Hamilton fans in the chat? If so, do let us know and tell us what is good about it.
What's your favourite three-syllable rhyme?
Yeah. Lincoln is enshrined in the Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Does that mean he's buried there?
I would hope so.
Surely not. Surely not. Underneath the ring.
He created the Secret Service hours before his assassination.
He should have got ahead earlier on that then, shouldn't he?
Grave robbers attempted to steal Lincoln's corpse. John Wilkes Booth's brother saved the life of Abraham Lincoln's son. And Lincoln is the only president to have obtained a patent.
Probably for his big hat.
Yeah. What do you reckon the brand would be called? I don't know. Abe's.
Oh, what, in America?
Abe's big hat.
Abe's big hat, yeah. There'll be something simple, rustic, something like that.
A tall boy. I don't know.
40-gallon.
Yeah.
I'm interested in just imagining this Secret Service.
Yeah.
I mean, presumably, that must have been a tough first day on the job. You're what, like 3 hours into your first day?
There are going to be a multitude of training courses that you've not had the opportunity to undertake by that point. So,
Well, yeah, I think it showed.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately you'd hope that the buck doesn't stop with you, but...
Oh, you'd be bricking it. You would be bricking it, wouldn't you? Oh, I can't believe it. Yeah, look at that. Who here do you reckon is in disguise as the Secret Service? The one in green?
Yeah. But, again, just utterly dog shit work there. This guy has been allowed to get in with not only a gun, but also a backup knife just behind his back. Poor. Very, very poor.
Well, I mean, to be fair, America has in many ways been overcompensating since.
Yeah. The Secret Service caught sleeping once and gone into overdrive since, and actually, allowed a fair few presidents to be assassinated since then.
Allowed or been actively involved in.
Yeah. Did you see the video of an extremely infirm George Bush Sr. at a baseball match, where he's just sort of sitting in his chair, and he obviously is maybe, I don't know whether he's supposed to throw the sort of opening pitch or just kind of be involved in some way, but he just looks completely bombed out, and then he just sort of raises a ball and looks around. It's wonderful. Of course, he killed JFK, allegedly. Baldy...
but JFK Jr. is coming back, right?
He is. He's been in hiding for a long time. And presumably he's pretty pissed that he can't actually get his revenge on George Bush Sr.
Oh, he will.
What in the hell? I think George Bush Sr. is dead, isn't he?
Is he?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't know, but he probably would have been, what, the 42nd president? I think Trump's the 45th, right?
Trump is the 45th, yeah. 45th, so
Yeah.
Obama 44, Bush 43,
Clinton
40,
Bush.
42,
41.
Bush, yeah, 41,
I
yeah.
can't count.
Well, we've had a further question about... Baldy has submitted a joke, which I feel it would be remiss not to give some airtime to. Who can forget the Royal Rumble where he said, "A heart divided against itself," I think that's a heart spelt like Bret Hart, "can't win this belt," which I'm assuming is an Abraham Lincoln quote. Updated, retooled to include
Bastardized.
some wrestling references. A wonderful bit of work. Points would be awarded were points something that I were able to award or had a framework already built up for the awarding of points. As I don't, until such a framework is developed, those points are on hold.
Well, what's the framework? Just give one out now.
Yeah, but I mean, then there's the recording of points as well. I mean, if they're not recorded in some way, and look, do you really think
it's up to the individual?
Do you think that I have the capacity?
Well, at the moment, I could quite easily keep a track.
Okay.
Baldy has 1 point.
Baldy, well, I said points may be awarded. So, yeah, just for your presumption, I'm going to award Baldy 3 points.
Okay, well, this gets tricky by the moment.
Put that in your pipe and keep track of it. Bissing Myself asks, is he Abraham Lincoln? Not Abraham Lincoln, fucking George Bush Senior.
Surely.
So I'm going to check. Yeah, died November...
Oh, yeah, as an end date.
November 30th, 2018. So he is safely back in the hutch. Dear, oh dear. Walter Mondale. Ooh. Baldy asks what monetary value these points have. None. And they never will.
So far, well, you never know. I was listening to an interesting thing on Radio 4. Oh, no, not Radio 4. The World Service.
Yeah.
The other day, and they were discussing money and its, make-believe value system.
Yeah.
Raising points that we've raised ourselves on this podcast about how hard currency is inherently tied to the value of the nation state.
Yeah.
Money only has value because you trust the government to back it up, which, if you think about it, is an incredibly flimsy...
It is incredibly flimsy.
...concept. I would personally argue that the separation of currency from politics is as important as the separation of church from state used to be in the preceding millennium.
So how would you... I mean, it's a big topic, but let's get into it. How would you establish the value of... You're overhauling pound sterling.
Yeah.
How are you doing it?
Well, Bitcoin.
Right. So you want it to
be the first...
more...
well, I'm not saying I necessarily want
than...
it to be... no, I don't think it is. I think that we are moving into a kind of a global... Well, globalization's here, baby. It's here to stay.
Well, you can say that again, my friend. Can say that again.
Yeah. Dogecoin, Bitcoin, Sandcoin, Lithium coin.
XLR? Don't know what that is. I might have
Whatever.
made that up.
Don't know.
I have a friend who started tweeting a lot about Bitcoin, and so much that it inspired me to message him and say, have you been hacked, or are you a Bitcoin guy now? It turns out that he is a Bitcoin guy now, and then he tried to he tried to sell me on Binance. I don't know what Binance is, but apparently it's some sort of crypto platform, something like that.
We're moving into kind of zero theorem in terms of the dystopian works of Terry Gilliam. We used to think that we lived in Brazil, the sort of humorous 1984, but I do believe we're now moving into a sort of a gamified economy.
Yeah.
Where we, as eternally infantilized adult sex children, earn all our worth by streaming and playing games and mining Dogcoin.
Yeah. That's a shame,
and
really, isn't it?
That's more reliable than the government of Great Britain. I'll put my faith in that.
See the bloody shower of shite we've got in at the moment. You can say that again, my friend. Let me see how you feel about this. My entire household have gone to the protest. And
there's quite a lot of you, isn't there? Like 7 of you.
Well, no, let's not put an exact figure on it.
No.
Or
9.
Or no, well, no, lower was probably, I'm sure the landlord isn't listening, but if they were...
might be quite a coincidence, wouldn't it?
It would be an incredible coincidence. But I've got my little Lenin on. I don't know if anyone can see that, but that's there. Not a mouse. It's not an explicit threat at this point.
It's just the amount of coincidences that would have to happen for your landlord to be watching this stream at the moment, or even to catch up on it later on.
Yeah, it's improbable.
Improbable.
Yeah. So they're all at the protest, and we're here. What do you think about what does that say about me?
I don't know, man. That's quite a lot to put on me to really make that judgment call.
Yeah.
For you. I mean, I wasn't. There's protests happening today.
There is, yeah.
Are there?
As a sort of a response to the heavy-handedness of yesterday's police response, there is another happening at New Scotland Yard at the moment.
Okay. I mean, I wasn't aware of that. I think the news is obviously, despicable and frightening, and I can't speak for the stream, but ACAB and fuck the police.
I think we're all broadly united on that point. I mean, give us an ACAB in the chat. Yep, Baldy's come straight in with an ACAB. I suspect the delay means that Baldy was already firing that in before you'd even said it.
Wow.
We've got
we are of one mind.
We've got an ACAB from pissing myself as well. So I suspect that as I suspected, that there is a unity of thought on that particular subject. Just catching up on some of the other chat. Both Nixon and Bush Senior were on Dallas, in Dallas. Sorry, they were both on Dallas. They were both on the soap Dallas years before it aired. On the day that JFK was assassinated, which is mad, isn't it?
I see. It is and it isn't, depending on obviously what you believe happened on that day.
Yeah, I think I choose to believe that they were both explicitly involved.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they have. Is it George Bush is a CIA man, isn't he?
Yes. Yeah. Big time.
Yeah.
Big
So,
time.
I mean, all I would say is like, you know, just read about the CIA, learn about what they were and how little they were even understood or known about at the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, get into Discordianism, read the Illuminatus trilogy, open your third eye, and let's take down the lizards.
Yeah, absolutely. Although I think we should point out at this point that when Sam says take down the lizards, he is not associating those lizards with any racial background.
No, that's a David Icke.
That's an Ickeism.
That's an Icke exclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah, as someone with a long line of Jewish hereditary, or whatever the word is. They don't teach this kind of stuff in the University of Life.
I don't know.
Heritage, yeah, hereditary.
I think that's probably it. I'm not sure.
I don't think we've ever been so lucky.
It does.
Although I think we do have a family motto.
Yeah.
But not a family sigil.
What's the motto?
In vino veritas.
In vino veritas. In blood, truth. Wine, truth.
Wine, truth.
In wine, truth. Under the influence of alcohol, a person tells the truth. That's nice.
Yep. Yeah,
So,
it sounds better in the Latin.
Get ready for some some bloody truths. Once.
Well, on the Lost Lager. Today.
Because I'm drinking Amstel today because it's what we had in the fridge and I didn't have time to go to the shop to get a fancy beer. But there you go. Google wants to know your location. I'm not going to give Google my location. Fuck right off.
No.
Just catch up on the chat again. Baldy asks what monetary value these points have, and then suggests Barr coin. So I think we'll say that a point is equal value to 1 Barr coin.
Okay. I mean, it's such a gold rush on cryptocurrency at the moment. I guarantee you, if you really got into it within a year, Barr coin would be big.
Yeah. Well,
why not? I can guarantee these things. I've got a PhD.
Thank you very much for the guarantee. I mean, now all that is required is to figure out how to start a cryptocurrency. Actually, well, how about we just get into it now? To start a cryptocurrency. Create your own.
I could recommend a good girl group to
Please
get you on your way. They're called the. I was just looking them up because I've forgotten the name. They're a Japanese Bitcoin group, and they're called the Kasotsuka Shouja, or the Virtual Currency Girls.
Nice.
Or if you were using the literal translation, sort of virtual currency young ladies.
Right. I think Virtual Currency Girls sounds slightly less bad. I mean, Virtual Currency Young Ladies sounds like getting a slight dressing down from a sort of schoolmaster.
Yeah. Or Little Girls is another way of, Virtual Currency Little Girls.
Yeah, also bad. Probably worse, I think. We've got a follower. A follower has followed us again due to the quirk of the of the thing I set up to notify me when there's a follower. I just get the first letter of the person who's followed. So K is now following. So thank you very much.
All right.
K. What else have we got here? So. Right. So pissing myself has also done a joke, a sort of bit of wordplay, replacing the previous system of bartering for goods and services. There you go.
That's good.
Yep. Baldy asks whether I've been paying rent in some of these coins. No, I've been paying rent in genuine money, real money, which has thus far meant that the landlord has mostly stayed off our back. Did send around.
Do you mean like hard cash?
No. I mean, bank transfer.
So not real money at all.
No. Theoretical.
No.
I'm
Theoretical.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's backed up by.
By what?
I don't fucking know.
Absolutely fucking nothing. It's just numbers on a spreadsheet.
Spreadsheet, is it?
Oh, well, yeah. Ultimately,
one of the bankers just gets Excel open, and every time my pay comes in, they manually type in the.
Not manually, it'd be automated, but fundamentally, it's a spreadsheet, isn't it?
I suppose so. Yeah.
Yeah. Backed up by nothing. It used to be backed up by gold, didn't it? But then people stopped really believing in gold.
Always believe in. No,
exactly.
Your soul, isn't it?
Yeah.
Always believe in your soul. You have the power to know you're indestructible.
Would you invest in Soul Coin?
Tell me a little bit more about it. How's it spelled? Is it like soul
I
of
mean,
a
I
shoe,
guess
or
it would have to be a
lemon soul or the soul?
No, it would be like a cryptocurrency backed up by the faith-based belief in the human soul, the existence of the human soul. And I suppose, if that can be taken, a belief that you'll eventually cash in the afterlife.
Mm.
So it's more like a sort of an investment coin. I think I'm coming up with religion. I think what I'm doing is describing a sort of crypto.
So man, if somebody hasn't already somehow melded crypto and religion, then fucking you can get in on the ground floor there.
Well, I think capitalism has, isn't it? I think that's what late capitalism's kind of all about, really, isn't it? God is dead, and so our souls have no higher value than money. It's got a Wikipedia page. It's not looking good. It's got an end date on that. What you need to do is get God's Wikipedia page and see if he's got an open-ended bracket or not.
That would be a very funny little gag from some of the wiki, some of the guys at Wiki.
Murdered by Nietzsche.
1966, they did this cover story.
Oh God! So it's not looking good, is it?
No. Well, I mean, is God dead? Large red text. Marked the first time in the magazine's history that text with no accompanying image was used.
Yeah, well, what would you put? What would be the accompanying image? God with a big knife in his back.
Yeah, could do. Do.
A grave R.I.P. R.I.P. question mark.
The Problems, the article accompanying the magazine cover, titled Toward a Hidden God and written by religion editor John T. Elson, mentioned the so-called God is Dead movement only briefly in its introduction. So it looks like it didn't really touch on possible solutions. The article then asserted that there was still much curiosity among the general population about God and his relation to the world, and that for the modern theologian who wished to address this curiosity, there seemed to be 4 options. Stop talking about God for a while. Stick to what the Bible says. Formulate a new image and concept of God using contemporary thought categories, or simply point the way to areas of human experience that indicate the presence of something beyond man in life. Why don't you shut the fuck up about God and just get on with it?
They get more sensible, the points, as they get through the paragraph. It starts off pretty bad.
Is God dead? How about you just don't think about it? We've posed the question, but we feel under no obligation to answer or even address it in any way.
Yeah, I feel like America definitely did not go with option one.
No, he's not. He's back and he's better than ever. Next fucking question. Who looks up for communism this time?
I love these. Who old is God? Who is God? Where is God?
7,000 years old.
That's old. But let me tell you this: not as old. Not as old as old. Like,
who old is God?
who old is God? He's pretty young in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, no, he's certainly a lot younger than I would have thought. Looks old for his age. Who is God? Where is God? Let's see if this has it.
Someone wants a bloody word with him.
Who's God? Where's God? Bring him to me now. Give me his number.
Get him out here.
I'm going around his house right now. God, in monotheistic thought, is conceived of as the supreme being, creator, and principal object of faith. God is usually conceived of as being omnipotent, all-powerful, omniscient, all-knowing, omnipresent, all-present, and omnibenevolent, all good.
Omnibenevolent. I knew there's. You're always trying to remember from school. Yeah, you got omnipotence, omniscience.
Potent, seant, present.
Present, omnibenevolence.
Yeah.
What nonsense.
Yeah.
I mean, not
he's
no judgment on the whole concept,
he
but
can see everything, and he's got powers, all of the available powers. But don't worry, he's a nice guy.
What about Godcoin? If you're looking for something through which to put your faith in as an underwriting value for a currency, the sentence doesn't make sense, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You can't get. I mean, forget governments, forget nation states, forget blockchains. Get into bloody God chains.
Yeah. But so what is? Are there any fluctuations in the value, or is it just based on the power of God, which obviously is infinite, and thus
worthless at the same time?
Yeah, so the coin has no all value.
No value. yeah. You either need one or none.
Yeah.
And I mean, to be fair, it sounds pretty utopian.
I don't know. Some of this looks like. I don't know if I want to click on any of these God coin things, because it probably. I mean, they look a bit crooked, really, don't they?
Really? What about just going on the Twitter account?
Fair shout. Fair bloody shout. Where's the Twitter account?
You're not going to get scammed. Oh, it was an Instagram. My bad.
Oh dear. You okay?
Yeah, sorry.
God's
Lost lark is a bit.
in your guts.
It's a little bit
causing some trouble.
Yeah, he is. He's up in there.
Baldy suggests that God is back, and this time in Pog form. What do you think?
Pog form.
What do you think a God Pog would look like?
I mean, it would be amazing for sure. And Pogs do. I'm slightly too young to have been there with Pogs, but I do. I have an early memory of seeing these beautiful. They're probably the most beautiful coins I've ever seen. And we did look at a Pog coin last week, didn't we? There was a sort of a Pog-like coin.
Yes, you're right.
It was in the Coin of the Year awards.
Yeah, I'm glad you've brought that up, actually.
It was the American version of the Kim Jong-un Donald Trump peace summit.
It was horrid. I think, let's just check. I don't know if that went into the Hall of Bad Money or not. No, it didn't. It didn't, but maybe it should have done. I'm not sure.
I think we should remove Tom from the Hall of Bad Money.
Yeah.
I think he's done his time.
I'm with you for that. Let's get rid of Tom from the Hall of Bad Money. Let's permit him out. Yes, I want to remove image. There we go. He's back. He's back in the real world, which is nice for him, I imagine. I mean, it's not the nicest real world to come back into, but it's probably better than the Hall of Bad Money, which looks pretty dank and horrid.
He's
probably
rancid.
Probably got a respiratory condition now. He's come out of there.
Oh, you would do. Yeah, that place is wet. It's like the caves in Edinburgh. It's got that kind of feel to it.
Wonder how Twonky copes with doing a whole run in the caves and singing. Really belting things out as well. I don't know whether he'd, come out with a slightly mouldy lung, or we could ask him, I suppose.
We could.
Anyway, I think that's probably enough time in the Hall of Bad Money for the time being. We'll probably visit there again later. Do you want to know how to make a crypto before we go back to the cotties?
I can have a guess.
You could, yeah. Have a guess then.
I seem to remember it's got something to do with the idea of creating some form of impenetrable code called the blockchain, whereby because all interactions are publicly recorded but anonymized, it's impossible to counterfeit.
Right.
And this code has to be... I remember there was an interesting podcast on the creation of cryptocurrency where it is like you're trying to create a system that you yourself would then not be able to hack once created, like a perfect trap. And it's very interesting because essentially for people to believe in your currency, you need to be able to create something that once you've created it, you could not yourself access again through a password or anything like that. Like it's you've created life larger than yourself. You've become
tech life.
in the same way that people, create machines who will one day outlive us and be stronger than us and maybe look back on us as being gods, even though we are fallible and worse than them, but we've created something that we ourselves are incapable of being.
A coin. Try as much as you like. You can't be a coin. You're a man.
Yeah, it's true. I wonder. I don't know. You could upload your consciousness into one.
Well,
one
right,
day,
okay.
probably.
So I think that you would be capable of maybe creating, using, offcuts, bits of yourself, some sort of token which could be used, provided you sort of build up a system around it as a form of kind of like money.
Yeah, you talk about flesh coin.
Well, no, I'm talking about like hair and nails and stuff like that. Maybe you could put the flesh in, but slightly less perishable bits of yourself. I don't know. Maybe you could
right.
Slice bits off and kind of lacquer them.
So yeah, you're talking about parts of yourself that will regrow, so not finite, like a finger. Or a tooth, but say, fingernails.
Tooth is probably all right, actually.
Well, baby teeth.
Yeah, I mean, there's, it'd be pretty limited.
But yeah, so I guess first off the bat, the major problem you're going to have is creating a sense of confidence in the market of your body.
Yes.
Something that we've all struggled with.
I did say at the start that you have to build up a system around. You've got to have people who are willing to buy into this. But conceivably, it would be easier to create some sort of monetary token out of bits of yourself than it would be to yourself become a coin in another system of value.
I don't know if you could, because where do you draw the line between a coin and a token? Like, for example, like celebrities, maybe there are people who will buy things that celebrities have used, maybe like a straw that Lady Gaga has used to drink a milkshake with, or there's like a cafe in Cornwall that has a bit of a sandwich that Prince Philip didn't finish, and that's worth something.
Yes,
but it's not in and of itself a currency.
Tradable.
It's not something tradable.
No, but that's something that is one. That's one single
Because
object.
I think that's what a currency is, right? Like it's a token that stands in lieu of an object of value. Like we used to trade in oxen and cattle,
Yeah.
and then it became precious metals, which had a sort of value, a romanticized value,
Yeah.
and then money has now come to be a sort of a token that represents our perceived worth within a working system. You know, this is my work. Like when you pay your rent, you're paying for your rent with work,
Yeah.
and the coin represents that. So I guess the trick would be getting your body to represent a system of work, whereby, say, if I went and did an hour, I can't think of like a job, but.
God, the pandemic's gone on a long time, hasn't it?
I went and did an hour of work somewhere.
I'm no longer able to think of any line of work.
Down the high street. I would then be able to not even come directly to you, but go to my boss at the end of the month, and he would be able to give me a bit of your, toenail, whatever.
Well, no, I'm envisaging this being this, this system presumably being instituted in some sort of kind of, shipwreck situation where,
Oh yeah, okay.
it's you're scraping the barrel at that point, but.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it has to be a shipwreck situation. That does change the playing field
of other
for what
available
currency
options.
can be.
Yeah.
So you're right. You're with this like hypothetical crew that you've been shipwrecked with. You're not. There's no coconuts.
Yeah, and they're going, how are we going to go about exchanging goods? And you go, hang on, lads, I've had an idea. You may not like it, but yeah.
I think in a shipwreck situation where you put yourself forwards as the system of money, you are 1 or 2 free meal times away from becoming food.
Yeah, but then nobody's got any money.
Right. Okay. So that is your bartering. So you're on a shipwreck and you're thinking, shit,
do away with me, and I'll stop producing coins after a little while.
I'm quite easily the plumpest person here. I better establish myself as the center point of a system of commerce. So if they try to eat me, they would be bankrupting themselves. It's smart.
You wouldn't eat a bank, would you?
I wouldn't eat a bank.
I'd eat but you'd eat the rich, wouldn't you? But then again, the person who is money isn't necessarily rich.
Yeah.
Josie, welcome. Josie's with us. Josie says, I'm investing in scab coin by cheese grating a 2p sized wound on my elbow and waiting for it to partially heal.
That's horrible.
That is pretty horrible, but that is very much what we have invited with this extended digression. Pissing myself says, you're so close to inventing feudalism.
We really are ripping through it, aren't we, today? We've invented religion, feudalism.
Well, I mean, this comes back to our discussion last week, because you are now saying that we have invented religion, whereas last week you were saying that if you found in a clearing a chimp which had built its own car, having never seen a car before, you would not credit that chimp with having invented a car.
Yeah, okay. I was struggling to see the connection, but I do see it now. It's good logic. You've definitely got me pegged on one of my positions. I don't know what I'm more willing to concede.
A little bit of consistency here, Dr. Nicoresti. That's all I ask.
I suppose I guess it depends if you believe in like being tapped into a sort of universal subconsciousness from which we draw all ideas, and I don't think chimps have access to that market.
Right, okay. So are you rowing back on your previous dismissal of the chimp?
No, I think, people contain multitudes and are capable of...
How much does a chimp contain? People
one.
Contain multitudes.
Chimp contains precisely one chimp.
The unheard second clause of that that phrase. People contain multitudes. Chimps contain one.
One. Yeah, it's true. Prove me wrong.
Josie asks, how many seconds until the phrase "it costs an arm and a leg" drops? Well, it didn't drop until prompted by the chat. So
I gotta say, Andy, the chat on CoinStream are very good at coming up with jokes.
it's all gold.
Yeah, I feel constantly put to shame as someone who has called himself and probably in some ways continues to call himself a comedian.
Well, yeah, but I mean, this is just conversation, and if anything, it's the chat are sort of, I don't know, maybe sort of parasitically using this chat to riff off of. They are a separate multicellular organism thriving off this. The raw material of conversation and turning it into gags.
They're the sort of the lichen on the rocks of our chat.
And I mean that in the nicest, most complimentary possible way. Josie says Twitch chat is the Gestalt version, Gestalt physical manifestation of Route 1 punchlines.
I suppose that's a real thinker.
That certainly is a thinker. And we here on Coins Live love to think a bit.
Yeah, but it's true.
A brute force Tim Vine, says Josie. If you aren't an expert coder but have been a keen armchair observer of Bitcoin, Dogecoin and every other increasingly niche cryptocurrency, you might be wondering if it's feasible to create your own, and certainly we are. In short, you'll be glad to hear, yes!
That's good.
There are quite a few different options to consider and caveats to keep in mind before you dive in. You need to know the difference between a coin and a token. What would you say?
This was exactly what we were talking about, wasn't it?
First, it's important to understand the difference between coins and tokens. Both are cryptocurrencies, so I bet that's wrong-footed you straight off the bat. Both coins and tokens are cryptocurrencies.
But only in the context of cryptocurrencies, which I think renders that clause a little bit redundant.
Coins and tokens outside of the context of cryptocurrencies aren't cryptocurrencies.
Yeah.
But
so why say it?
While a coin, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Dogecoin, operates on its own blockchain, a token lives on top of an existing blockchain infrastructure like Ethereum. A blockchain is, at its simplest, a record of transactions made on and secured by a network. So while coins have their own independent transaction ledgers, tokens rely on the underlying network's technology to verify and secure transactions and ownership. In general, coins...
Okay, let's just stop there a bit. I'm kind of with it. I feel like what they're saying is, if you can't buy bitcoins, I don't know, I've never heard of these tokens before in this context, but I'm assuming there are people who will sell you, well, a token that would represent a bitcoin that then they hope to buy at some point. So I guess they're kind of creating their own stock market.
Yeah, I assume that's the case. I do have a small amount of bitcoin due to leftovers from a transaction which I had to undertake using bitcoin.
Gosh, sounds like a crime.
No, and
okay. I think I've got you pegged. Sorry. Blockchains though. Yeah, it's interesting. That is interesting, blockchains.
And I have, in the context of, kind of occasionally checking in on how my fragment of a Bitcoin is doing, you have, on Coinbase, certainly, you have these quizzes that you can do to, I don't know if I've spoken about this on the stream before, to just get new coins from that they've come up with. So you take a quiz on a coin called the Graph. And it says, what is the graph? The graph is A, a turd, B, lizard, C, a cryptocurrency backed up by blah, 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 blah. And then you go, that's obviously C. And then they go, well done, here's one.
Now, why is that? Do you think it's that they're using your computer to harvest? Is that you're basically giving some of your time to donate computer power in some way? I don't really understand how it works, but I hear
don't know
that
either.
I know that harvesting is a thing.
I know
I
that
know
it's
that
broadly bad.
broadly bad. Well, like all things with the internet, it kind of starts off in a utopian principle that will eventually boil down to one monolithic currency, which I imagine will be Bitcoin, just as that has the most recognition.
I
And
don't know,
what
man.
is
I think
value if not?
maybe if all of the publicity about how incredibly bad for the environment it is continues to give it a kicking, maybe they'll move over to another coin which has attempted to sort of.
I don't think so. I think as long as we live in a world where, unfortunately, God may or may not be dead,
Yeah.
people are just always going to be driven by these big market forces.
Yeah, the one that's worth 40 grand as opposed to the one that's worth 10 quid or whatever.
Yeah.
So while coins have their own independent transaction ledgers, tokens rely on the underlying network's technology to verify and secure transactions and ownership. In general, coins are used to transfer wealth, while tokens can represent a contract for almost anything from physical objects to event tickets to loyalty points. And you can also.
And what's this woman doing?
The,
Should she?
she
Yeah.
well,
she doesn't look happy with it, does she?
but we don't know whether she actually has added Cheetos to her macaroni or not. Maybe she is posing the question there. I suspect she probably has.
Yeah, that is not macaroni colour. Also, do you think in that thumbnail, is she proffering the bowl to camera, or is the person behind the camera offering her the bowl as a sort of gift?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because her expression changes based on, it's like that rotating ballerina. It's one of those optical illusions where, like, if she's offering you the bowl, she looks forceful. She
does. She looks pretty.
She looks
stern.
like a slightly angry mum that wants you to eat your bloody Cheeto macaroni.
Force you to eat that.
Yeah.
Whereas if
exactly.
the dynamic is reversed, that looks like you are forcing this muck on somebody who really is not feeling good.
It looks like you've really ruined Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Poor woman.
Not. Yeah. Either way.
It's for the content. Eat it.
It's not a good life, is it?
No. Joseph says, I'm trying to understand Bitcoin, but I'm still not sure if I do. Is it like when I see a stop smoking advert and it makes me want a cigarette? I think. Yeah, maybe.
I don't really understand the link, but I think what I said earlier is like basically that's what this article is saying is that's what a blockchain is that you because every single transaction is recorded publicly, it's technically impossible to forge or to commit fraud with, because all transactions and like the amount of bitcoins can be cross-referenced, and so the value of Bitcoin is completely dependent on the inability of hackers to access and manipulate the blockchain. And so that has to be, when the blockchain is created in such a way that not even the creator themselves could ever access it again, because then they themselves would be corruptible, and no one person can be the basis in cryptocurrency for value, which is why your body coin or bar coin would never work.
Sounds like you're the crypto expert, Sam.
You know what? I didn't think it would be possible. We've never talked about cryptocurrency before, and
but you've just
even my degree from the University of Life is not on cryptocurrency or economics,
but clearly it has prepared you for understanding the Bitcoin and the system that underpins it.
Oh yeah, I've got a PhD in cracking wires and chatting shit. That'll take you far.
How far's it taken you?
Well, bit of a house for a year, haven't I? The same as everyone else.
Yeah. Fair enough. You've been in a house.
Yeah, but now I'm the crypto expert
Better
on
than
CoinStream, and I
yeah.
don't really know if you can get higher than that.
No, no. Well, I certainly think that you're in a position at the moment where nobody is quite sure of whether the kind of traditional systems of value still stand in any way or apply to what you're doing. Josie says, "Oh, I get it. It's like when I made a spreadsheet of all the Garfield strips I'd read based on the date in the bottom corner."
Well, so how did the spreadsheet work? Do you mean that it was a spreadsheet organised by the dates of the Garfield strips as they were published in chronological order, and then what was the corresponding column for like when you expect? We need more information on the spreadsheet.
I think more information is required. Whether that might have sparked a sort of realization or a eureka moment in Josie's mind, but unfortunately, we do require further info. That's exactly it. Apparently, is what Josie has said.
It would be like that if you had created that spreadsheet in such a way that you could never alter it or access it again ever. I suppose by losing the password. So yes,
yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, perfect. Tokens are often released through a crowd sale known as an initial coin offering, ICO, in exchange for existing coins, which in turn fund projects like gaming platforms or digital wallets, which in turn... I've already read that bit. You can still get publicly available tokens after an ICO has ended, similar to buying coins, using the underlying currency to make the purchase. Anyone can create a token and run a crowd sale, but ICOs have become increasingly murky as creators take investors' money and run. The Securities and Exchange Commission is cracking down on ICOs and moving to treat tokens as securities that, like stocks, must be regulated. The SEC cautions investors to do their research before buying tokens launched in an ICO. Josie has provided further info on the spreadsheet, and it sounds like it was an analog spreadsheet done on paper. I assume. Have I used the word analog correctly there? I suppose I meant just not a real one.
Not digital. Yeah, I can understand that. Like tapes.
Yeah,
Physical media.
I did it in a big book of squared paper, and it took up a lot of space. Obviously, the anti-Garfield naysayers will say that this wasn't environmentally sustainable. So we could be witnesses to an extended bit here, Sam. I'm not entirely sure.
Okay, well, we'll keep the updates coming, and keep you updated. I mean, I'll have to say that that's more of a sort of that seems to have more to do with climate change protests than it would to do with anti-Garfield naysayers. Unless there is like a complete crossover.
The anti-Garfield naysayers are looking for a way of sniping,
right,
and the environmental angle is the one that they found.
Yeah, or if like fundamental to being anti-Garfield is being pro-environment.
One would hope.
One would hope, yeah.
And one would also hope that there isn't then a sort of, God, I don't know what the words I'm looking for are, but a corresponding passion for climate destruction on the side of those who are pro-Garfield. This is not actually a bit. Apparently, I actually had a book of squared paper where I recorded which Garfield strips I had read.
Oh, a bit can still be real.
Yeah,
you can bitify
something real, and
something real
with maybe not even with any embellishments. Just adapting to relate to the circumstance that you are presently in, I suppose. Wonder if God's dead yet.
Probably. I'm just having a look to see if Comedy Coin is a thing.
Comedy Coin, probably. Crypt Peeper has joined us in the chat and says, "Have you come across NBA Top Shots?" I've not. But tell you what, I'm going to look at them. Do you have any familiarity with this?
NBA Top Shots? No, but I'm excited to learn.
We've had a sudden rash of chat from the chat. Pissing myself says Bitcoin equals awarding points for jokes like Baldy's earlier.
He's got 3 of them.
Bitcoin is already comedy coin. Bitcoin. I'm such a
man.
I'm such
so
a
clever. I would say Dogecoin is the closest to being a comedy coin.
I think that's more for like I don't know. I think the kind of people who get dead into Dogecoin are generally like big Elon Musk fans. So if you were to see them at an open mic, you'd wish you'd gone for a big piss. Chortle coin, $1 million gifts, says Crypt Peeper. NBA Top Shots. Officially licensed digital collectibles. Okay, right. Okay, here we are. Own the best moments from NBA history. NBA fans from around the world collecting Top Shot moments with over 200 million USD in sales across rookies, vets, and rising star players. I do not understand this at all, but I do note that those kind of look a little bit like Johnny packs.
Grab and open.
Yep. Build up an epic collection. Select and follow your favourite team. Here we have the Hawks, Boston Celtics, Brooklyn Nets, some Hornets, Chicago Bulls, the Cavaliers. We did briefly get quite into a bit into basketball around the time when the Michael Jordan documentary was big last year.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Why was that? I can't remember a single thing about that now, but I did watch it.
Came out on Netflix and it
Just
was
pretty
memeable, I think.
Was it? Yeah, I'm always surprised when people get really like One Division or whatever.
Tiger King.
Remember Tiger King was good. That was a pretty crazy story.
I don't know.
It was a wild ride.
I didn't watch it. I thought, the Michael Jordan documentary was entertaining. But I got really hammered, and for quite some time in my sort of Amazon account basket, I had this sort of knockoff Milwaukee Bucks vest, which was obviously like it was significantly cheaper than all of the other ones. Let me just see if I can. It looked great. Look at that! Look at that! I'd still like it, to be honest.
Yeah, I think we all have a sort of a basketball shirt face. I've owned one in my time.
Have you?
Yeah, it was sky blue. I said you can see it's in a music video somewhere.
Is it?
I wear it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Pretty cool guy I was back then when I was 23, 24, whatever.
Whoa, look at that.
That's pretty cool.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Some people call money lolly, says Josie, which includes the acronym LOL. Is this anything? It's as much as I feel like I am bringing to the table at the moment. So I'm willing to.
Yeah, lol coin could be a thing. Well, I would. We've still yet to check out what the virtual currency girls have to say about all of this.
Okay. Do you want me to just Google them and? Oh wow!
Yeah, there they are.
There's loads of them.
Well, there's loads of coins.
Oh right, okay. Oh god, are they all?
Yeah, so there's like Bitcoin and Ethereum and it's some other lithium. Is that I keep saying lithium? I don't know if that's a coin or not, but they've all.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a good.
And so basically, they do. Well, I think they've only really got one song, if I remember, and it's about just being safe online, which is quite nice.
That's
really.
A nice message. Why have they all got sort of luchador masks on?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like it's good
It's,
optics, though. You got to admit.
yeah, it just seems a pretty confused aesthetic.
Yeah, well, I think the Japanese made market is pretty overcrowded. So I think anything you can do to help stand out from that as a kind of a rising J-pop band
Right.
is
So,
is going to help.
what's the concept? Right, okay, all of these women represent different cryptocurrencies, and they're also sort of maids and wrestlers.
Yeah,
And they want you to be safe online.
they want to educate you about what blockchain is, basically. This is why I brought it up because we were still
Yeah,
confused.
no, 100%. Each one of the 8 members represents a different cryptocurrency, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, and Cardano. The women are outfitted in maid dresses and lucha libre-style masks that denote the currency they represent. We want to promote the idea through entertainment that virtual currencies are not just a tool for speculation, but are a wonderful technology that will shape the future, said the group's 18-year-old leader, Rara Naruse. Japan passed laws last April that recognise Bitcoin as legal tender, and cryptocurrency trade in the country accounts for around half of global trade volume. Didn't know that.
Yeah, they are really big into it over there. It is, I mean, they're always early adopters of new technologies.
Debut single, The Moon and Virtual Currencies and Me.
Yeah, it's a banger.
I'm sure it is. And is a blistering electro-pop song that warns listeners to be aware of fraud and to maintain their securities online. So Josie asks, what hand gesture the virtual currency girls are doing there? It looks like it's...
Yeah, it's like a sort of variety of gang signs, doesn't it? It's that's what it is, right? That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I don't know how we would look it up. Presumably there is some sort of dictionary of hand gestures.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of looks like it's that, but
An inverted OK.
Yeah.
I want to say angel wings.
Maybe, yeah. Could be. A slight digression here, but it was a couple of weeks ago now, but it stayed with me. I was coming back from the station, from work, and I was walking behind a man who, like, he had one of his arms completely by his side and was just holding his hand like that. Just a very rigid pointing finger just by his side. And it seemed very strange to me. I don't know if anyone else has any feelings on this. But
What do you mean? Like, because you held it up like that, so it wasn't like an extended straight out in front of him. It was
no, it's by his
down.
side, but it was rigid. There was no give there. I don't know. I suppose I've never really thought about how I hold my hands when I'm walking. I just let them kind of be hands, but it seemed like he was making a sort of conscious effort to do this.
I mean, it's an interesting concept, letting your hands be hands, I gotta say. I think you're opening a can of worms.
Right, okay. Well, I mean, if you want to crack that can of worms, feel free, my friend.
Well, I don't know. I don't really know what I'd have to say on it, just that I think it's interesting to think of your hands as having their own independent identities that they mask.
Well, no, I just mean that I don't...
revealed if you...
I don't make any... I don't think I... Well, actually, I shouldn't think about it. I think if we get into thinking about it, then
you just let it all hang out.
That's a whole world of extra stress that's added to the business of walking, isn't it? So maybe what I'm doing is attempting to police somebody's natural hand position, and I should probably just step the fuck off.
It sounds like it could be, something maybe maybe a sort of a physical ailment, or maybe he was telling someone off and the wind changed.
Could be.
Could have been it.
I mean, my first thought was that maybe he's having some sort of... He's rerunning an argument in his head, and he's thinking of what he would have bloody
Yeah, because I do
Sad.
that quite a lot when I go out walking. Well, actually, I do the exact opposite. Is I
Oh right,
run through
okay, okay,
arguments that
okay.
I
I
haven't
I
had.
do that. I do that when I'm. Oh, actually, no, I don't. I do something else. Go on.
Yeah, I just practice conversations that I might have.
Yeah. Oh, I think we
I
all
don't know
do
if
that,
you do
don't we?
that. Yeah. Just kind of running through. You think, man, if this ever happened, and then
Yeah.
you just say it, you practice it a couple of
You
times
want
just
to
in
you want
case
to
it comes up.
you want to fuck with me on this point, do you? Well, I've got an extremely well considered position, which I'm going to
Mm.
expound now in the most verbose way possible. And you
Mm.
are going to feel like a real fool for challenging me on this, which I've clearly spent many hours walking, thinking about.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, sometimes I do. Yeah, just live in a little fantasy world where I'm like arguing with I don't know Pierce Morgan on Good Morning Britain, a
Yeah.
dream that now is sadly stolen from me,
R.I.P.
very tragically. But
Yeah.
but to be honest, like no, a lot of the time it is just I'll just be imagining like I'll walk into a pub and I'll practice saying, "Hello, mate. How's it going? Long time no see." Oh, because I've got a new character.
Yeah.
Sorry, this really isn't coin related. Maybe I'll show you a coin at the end of it.
Yeah. Brilliant. That'd be great.
It's very niche though, I've got to say, but it's my impression of you're talking to somebody like a comedian who you don't know very well or potentially have never met before
Yeah.
over Zoom for a thing, or potentially it could be like a real life encounter in a club.
Yeah.
But the key point is that you don't know this guy very well, like no relationship. Okay,
Uh-huh.
I'll see if I can do a good one. Hello, mate. How's it going? All right. Can you hear me? Yeah, long time no see. It's been ages. Yeah, I think I saw you at at the night once tonight. Spiky Mike's, right? Did you do a set there? Was it? Yeah, great. Oh man, I wish I could have come to see your show in Edinburgh, but you did a show, right? Yeah, I missed it. Oh no, mate. Yeah, how you been anyway? Good.
It's a shame you don't
my
turn on
impression.
that effortless charm and enthusiasm when you're meeting your real friends, isn't it?
Oh, it's pretend, isn't
No,
it?
I
When
know,
people do
I know,
that.
I know.
You get the real me.
I'm yanking your dick off, mate. Just
It's come clean off. My cock has come off in your hands. I'll have to go to the hospital and have it reattached.
Josie has speculated as to what the virtual currency girl's gesture means,
Oh yeah.
suggesting that the circle between the thumb and forefinger represents a coin, and then the wing fingers are representing the death physical currency. I don't know how you feel about that. I think that's it. That's as good an interpretation as we're going to get.
That is what it means.
I came up with a character. I came up with it before last week's stream, and I was going to debut it. Well, I say debut. I did tweet it, but I was going to try it out on you. It's a guy who only eats drinks,
Oh yeah.
Mr. Drink Eater.
Uh huh.
What do you think of that?
Does it have an accompanying bit?
You can do. Offer me.
The bit
Yeah.
too.
So you're a waiter.
Yeah.
I've just sat down. I'm Mr. Drink Eater. Come at me.
Okay. So I come over. Hello, sir. Here's today's menu. The special is soup.
Wonderful.
Just before you order, can I get you anything to drink, or are you ready to order?
I'm ready to order. Thank you.
Okay, go right ahead.
I'd like to order for main a drink.
Okay. What
You're not
drink
really,
would you like?
You're not feeding me much here.
Oh, well, I don't. I'm trying to think
You're
like
not,
how
you're,
I
not,
rate.
you're not coming up with any of the 3 feed lines that I can.
Well, this is
That
how
I had
a waiter
envisaged.
would interact with you in
Yeah.
this situation. You can't expect to go into the wild with this character, with
Well,
this
no, I'm
kind
not
of
going to.
preparation.
I was hoping that I would be, going into a structured environment with a trusted partner who would
okay.
who would not do me dirty like that.
Well, I can't. But the problem is that I can't see where the joke go. I don't know what the feed line could possibly be.
Would you care for something to eat? Yes, thanks. A drink.
Okay, okay, I understand.
Something like that. I don't know.
And for dessert,
No, thank you.
Okay. Yeah. It's good. It's a
You
good
know,
bit.
it's a kind of anti-comedy bit. It's
Uh-huh. A comedy anti bit.
yeah, entertained me for about 10 minutes. And Josie clearly is enthused by the concept of Mr. Drink Eater, as they ask, what are Mr. Drink Eater's feelings about the concept of soup in a cup, e.g., cup of soup? And yeah, I think he feels broadly good about that because it's in a cup, which
It's
is what
probably
you
all over it.
traditionally
Like,
have a drink out of, and soup is, you know, as close as a solid meal comes to being a drink, and it's not really solid, is it? It's mostly liquid. It has solids in it, but they're usually small enough to be bolted down in one go.
here's an interesting one for you, Mr. Drink Eater, and Andy and the chat. I was talking to a friend this week,
A likely story.
and during our conversation, I was having I was having a cup of tea, as you do, and they had their own drink, and I said, "Oh, that's nice. You got a cup of tea."
Did you?
And they said, "Oh,
Was
no."
that the level of conversation
Yeah.
that you were operating with?
It was a break in the conversation.
You've got a cup of
because
tea.
I was sipping.
Right,
So I was like,
okay.
"Oh, you got a cup of tea?"
Okay.
And they said, "No, it's hot Marmite," and then proceeded to insist that Marmite was a drink, could be had as a drink, and to back this up, cited people drinking Bovril, which I also didn't know happened, which I would equate to people just necking gravy.
I did know that people drank Bovril because you can get it at football matches, and it's a very warm, beefy drink to keep you warm in the terraces.
Would Marmite, is it a drink?
No, absolutely not. I'm sorry, but I'm not getting on board with that.
Are you in character or not?
No. This is raw, unfiltered. Barr.
Okay.
No, thank you.
And if you were in character,
If I were in character, yeah.
okay, yeah, okay, good.
On the subject of people drinking stock, I remember a holiday to Spain that I had with my brother and his friends, and they had in the supermarkets you could buy sort of like cartons of stock. I'm sure you've seen that, maybe cartons of sort of like chicken and beef stock. Anyway, we had some wine and some lagers, and at which point the idea of stocktails came up.
Yeah.
And I didn't have one, but several of the rest of the party made their way through one gin and chicken before deciding that it was not
Yeah.
viable.
It's interesting. The idea is definitely driven by the pun. It's
Yeah.
interesting when things like that happen.
Yeah.
I think I can't even remember. I think that this was a pun-based endeavour, but I can't remember for the life of me what the pun would have been. But I do remember one evening in Sheffield drinking custard and port.
That sounds rank. Sounds like
Can't remember
a real
why on
waste of port.
And custard,
And custard, for that matter, yeah.
depending on which you like more.
Yeah, I mean, they're both good. Not going to... both drinks as well. Love it. Would you like to show the chat a coin whilst I
Yeah.
relieve myself?
Yeah, we can crack some coins.
Lovely.
Let's.
I'll be back in a moment.
Yeah, okay, let's get into it. So, welcome to the coin section of CoinStream, which is where I show you coins I've got. I gotta tell you guys, I've got at least 50 coins in here, so we should probably show some more of these on the stream if we ever want to get anywhere. Oh, we have had that one actually. Let's find one we've not had. So, how about here is a £2 coin, and it says 1807. And there's a sort of a chain link in there, so we must assume that this is the union of some form of country, but of course it can't be many that we know because I mean, when was Scotland was like 1607 or something like that, and then Ireland, Northern Ireland, before that, and Wales for a time immemorial. Maybe it's the Union. Well, on the coin it says, okay, fair fucks. It is an act for the abolition of the slave trade. So, gives a whole new sort of perspective to the links featured there. They are not, in fact, links of union and friendship, but one of oppression and evil. So that is the 1807 commiseration or celebration of abolishing the bloody thing, and that's from 2007. So that's 200 years. Yeah, a horribly short amount of time to have elapsed in the grand scheme of the evils of humanity. Maybe I should cheer us up with some sort of much nicer 50p. You'll notice that generally with British coins, nice things will be commemorated on 50p's, and then the sort of the weightier issues of crimes of empire and so on will be talked about on the £2 coins. Here's one. This is a 2012 Olympic exclusive coming in, and it is was probably wheelchair basketball, something like that. So let me get this up. There we go. And in case it hasn't been mentioned, I've got new internet now. So for those of you who aren't aware, you can probably now see these coins in pretty good, high definition.
I can't.
Very high definition detail. Well, I'm uploading it up to 10 megabytes a second.
Wow.
So yeah, so he's in a wheelchair.
Maybe
so I
it's
think
the size of the screen that is.
Yeah, it's wheelchair basketball. And again, minted in 2011. So
It's pretty Olympics.
obviously, looking back to what happened to the Tokyo Olympics.
Yeah.
Pretty bloody ballsy. Could have gone very wrong.
Absolutely.
And of course, did get bitten in the ass with Brexit. They printed all that Brexit money that they had to smelt.
That's a shame. So, well, thank you for that.
That's all right.
Just got a couple of comments. Pissing Myself says, "What would you like for tea? Tea? For tea? Yes, tea. No, what do you want for tea? Tea."
Yes, I think that might be calling back to when I was talking about the cup of tea.
Yes.
Rather than trying to communicate with me directly whilst I was doing my coins, because that wouldn't.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it's from the past, but I'm just catching up on the comments.
That joke only really works for people from the south.
Does it?
Yeah, because people call lunch dinner. And they call tea supper and all kinds of nonsense.
I get it. I understand. I hadn't.
It's a bit for your character.
I realise that now.
Yeah, it'd be the bit that you would do in your Chortle Fast Fringe.
Yeah.
It would be.
Yeah.
And please welcome to the stage, Mr. What's his name? Mr. Drink Eater.
Mr. Drink Eater. I imagine Mr. Drink Eater being a fairly swiftly discarded Matt Ewins or Matt Winning bit, to be honest. The kind of thing which they probably would have had in their Chortle student heats or some shit like that. Do you remember the Steffi Graf? You ever see that?
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah.
Now that was good.
Yeah, back when I used to study the Chortle student heats religiously, as though I would divine some sort of information from it that would be of any use.
No, you just wasted your time.
Yeah. Never even entered. Best thing I ever did.
Did
they
you
never
not?
take those videos down.
Did you not? No, they do if you
ask. Well, my friend Mike told me, if you enter this, that video will be up there forever and you will get better than you are now and you will regret it for the rest of your career. And you know what? It was great advice, but the reason he actually said it was because he wanted to enter himself and didn't really want any competition. And now his video is online forever.
What a cheeky little fucker.
Well,
how's his video? Will you be drawn on
I
that
don't know.
live?
No, no, I will not. I will not.
He's
a good guy.
Very smart.
Nice guy, funny
Okay,
guy.
Yeah. Is he one of your guys?
He's one of my main guys. Back in the day, in the crew, yeah.
Yeah. Josie has confirmed that pissing myself's comment was a pitch for Mr. Drink Eater.
It's a good one.
Yeah, no, it's great. Josie also asks, has anyone ever organised a comedy night where professional comedians are obliged to reenact their Chortle Student Award routines? That's definitely been an idea that I think several of us have probably come up with at one time or another.
There's in Edinburgh. There's definitely been a show where you're supposed to do your first set, but let me tell you this: no one in the industry ever plays by that rule, and it's I think one of the most annoying parts about all of our contemporaries is that they're so obsessed with status that you put on like a fun night where you're like make fun of yourself and do something that isn't really shit. And they'll come and do a bit from their most recent show. And
you're not doing fucking
oh,
gear
what
here,
was I
mate.
like back then? Get real.
Horrid behaviour, just absolutely rotten. And it really, this long break from the industry, or the Indo as I call it, has really made me realise how utterly rotten to the core it is, and I can't wait to get back.
I'm never going back. A coin stream's my life now.
Yeah, well, I mean, how do you feel about a coin stream podcast?
Yeah, well, I don't know. How would they look at the coins?
They wouldn't. We'd describe them.
Yeah. I think this format is good.
Absolutely.
Because you can see the coins.
Really grinding detail. Imagine the sort of kind of description that you have of columns and sort of carvings in any of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Just apply that to coins, but it's happening in your ears.
Interesting. We just actually watched the entire extended cut of the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Did you?
So I'm, yeah.
I've never seen the full extended cut trilogy.
It's long.
12
hours.
Me and Tristan have watched the entire trilogy. Probably twice, I reckon. And also made our way through a fair few of the Harry Potters. Not to place them on a kind of parity in terms of
equal footing. No, I don't think anything really can. I mean, it is interesting watching them back. I'd not watched them since maybe like a couple years after. I watched them when they first released the extended cut edition because I was a big fan.
Yeah.
But not for like 10 years or so.
No.
And the first film has that great Peter Jackson, Jim Henson style, trickery and magic to it that he brought to bear in his earlier work.
Yeah.
And increasingly as they go on and become massive Hollywood commodities, some of the CGI gets a bit annoying, but other than that, as good as ever, despite the lack of absolutely any kind of character that isn't a sort of a long-haired white man.
Yeah, so the thought that comes to mind immediately for me is I just wish that bit where the Hobbit sings a song would fuck right off.
Which Hobbit singers? There's lots of songs.
It's either Merry or Pippin singing a sort of mournful song, I think in Return of the King. Possibly
to the
the
Steward
man
of
who's
Gondor.
eating the tomato.
Yeah, because Faramir has gone off to sacrifice himself nobly but pointlessly in battle. And he's singing
Denethor,
a sort of...
I think, isn't it?
Denethor. Yeah, I think so. There's a lot of good, very strong names. Don't remember all of them.
Theoden.
Even
Eomer.
Yes. Balrog.
Balrog.
Yeah.
Up next, it's Balrog. Give him a big hand.
Oh, lads, it's me, Balrog. Yeah. You can imagine it.
I can. I have.
Sequin curtain backdrop.
Yeah. Be nice.
He's got his boys' puppets along.
And does he crack his flaming whip for every punchline? That'd be quite good.
Yeah, he's like, what's his name? Gallagher with the watermelon. That's like his big bit.
Yeah, that'd be good. Should we have a look at the... Should we have a look at the... Alright, sorry, I'm going to foreground this. Kunkka. Have a look at that. Kunkka.
Kunkka.
Or
Yeah. Why are you pointing it out?
well, I initially read it as Kunker, and I thought that was quite funny.
Okay. Right. What are we looking at?
This is
We're back on the coin of the year, the Cotties.
A return to the Cotties, because I think that's what a lot of the people who are still with us and really trudging through this incredibly kind of indulgent and off topic for the most part coin stream.
Yeah,
are really here for coins and the Cotties.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I'm mainly here for the coins as well. I'm right there with them.
Yeah. Well, it rather has been my malign influence that has taken us down these many conversational dead ends, and for that,
conversational super highways, my friend.
Yeah. No, it's that's positive mindset. That's reconception of stuff. Thank you.
To cities on the edge of nowhere, for sure, but.
Lovely.
We're sort of out in a sort of a conversational.
Where's that from?
Dubai. I just made it up now with my mind.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous turn of phrase.
Thanks.
We've had a look at the best circulating coin, haven't we, or have we not?
No, I don't think we have, actually, sir,
So
because I do believe that a certain Mr. UK might be in contention for... Oh, well, maybe not. No, that's a different...
Do you think
No.
I can tell you, my friend, you're bang wrong. As evidenced by the list laid out in front of you in a text that I believe you well understand, which is the English language.
Yeah. Nice. I rescind it.
Thank you. Points awarded for a sensible retraction there. That probably throws into sharp relief the value of the points that Baldy was awarded earlier.
Did I just get awarded a point?
Yes.
1 point.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Thanks for keeping track of that. Which one of these coins do you want to look at?
I'm immediately interested in the in the differences between bimetallic and cupronickel, which I guess must be cupronickel. Yeah, if you want to say the same. Yeah, why not? I think that's an interesting insight into the the makeup of the coin.
I am interested in both of these, to be fair. First of all, the International Year of Indigenous Languages. I hope that has this sort of Aboriginal flag in some way on the coin. Because I don't know. Are you familiar with the Aboriginal flag?
I'm not. No, you're the flag man.
It's a good flag.
Yeah, you're the semaphore guy.
I like it. It's simple.
Strong flag.
It's a strong flag. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that flag. So I'm hoping that if we're coming at these coins, we've not seen them. We're placing our thoughts and desires upon these coins. That's what I'm hoping is featured on that coin. And I'm also interested in the Brazilian $1 celebrating the 25th anniversary of its own introduction. A rather arrogant coin.
Arrogant coin. Canada, 50 years of progress in advancing LGBTQ2 rights. That's fascinating. I would not have expected coins to have such a progressive standpoint from everything that we have seen. I reference you back to the amount of awards that horrible 50 years since the moon landing.
Well, I mean, let's just take a quick look over at the Hall of Bad Money, where the
dreck. Sludge on the riverbed of taste.
Absolutely rotten coin.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I've obscured you with the.
No.
Coin, but just to remind everyone of the hell of that coin.
Award-winning coin. Two awards won.
Who would credit his muck with an award?
Yeah.
Other than
and one of the awards it's won is for what was it, like most contemporary
coin. Most contemporary
coin.
No, it was best contemporary event coin.
Yeah. So to see something championing LGBTQ two rights in there.
Yeah.
Interesting. I would like to see it.
Well, let's just go through all of that top 3 then, shall we? Have you no, I'll have to bring it up. See, I can't copy and paste from this page for some reason, which is annoying. So it's the Australia International Year of Indigenous Languages.
You search by the coin code, surely.
Yeah, probably.
Let's try that for the next coin.
Yeah. And I should probably also type coin.
Coin.
Lest we...
Oh, shit. The bed. Wow.
How'd you feel about that?
I love it.
Do you?
It's on its fucking side, for one.
It
for
is on
absolutely
its
no
fucking
reason
side.
at all.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Which raised for a second the absolutely tantalising possibility that it might have been our first skew whiffy, or whatever the...
I can't remember what the term we thought of for that was.
A skew whiffy flippy.
I mean, they've also got a picture of it this way up.
Yeah, which has lessened my enthusiasm, but it's a good coin. I'm a good fan. Big good fan.
You're
also,
a big good fan.
I'm a big good fan of the 50p shape.
Well, it's obviously it's got a few more sides than a 50p. I think,
Oh my gosh, it does. Yeah, what is that? That's
1, 2, 3, 4,
icehedron.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12?
12.
Where did I start from?
Dodecagon. Is that right?
Charlie Miller has given us that's a nice coin. So let's do a wow. Wow. The duodecahedron says Josie.
What?
Duodecahedron, apparently.
What did I say?
Dodecahedron. Use I can't remember.
Do.
Some eagle-eyed pals may notice that I'm wearing the same shirt.
Wow.
Was when I did the wow.
I mean, it looks like the same outfit.
Josie says, no, you're right, my typo. So there you go. It's not the same outfit. In the wow, I am wearing a cardigan, a suede-fronted cardigan. I'm wearing a blazer at present. Cool. So stick that in your pipe, sir.
It's going to be pretty full, this pipe.
It's going to be a jam-packed pipe.
What else has it got in? It's got the concept of Bitcoin in there right now, I think, doesn't it?
Yes, I think it has. But the responsibility is not on me to smoke it, so I'm unconcerned with its capacity, to be honest. Brazil KM2963. Brazil
KM2963.
KM2963. I have an incredibly poor short-term memory for figures and things, so thank you.
Oh, I've got an exceptionally good one, so never worry.
It keeps showing me this lovely...
It wants you to know about this lovely coin.
Kazakh coin. Josie asks, is the female version of Dogecoin called Bitchcoin? Which is...
I mean, it'll be a bad marketing coin. It would. Absolute. You'd be hobbling yourself out the gate there.
25th anniversary of Rail introduction. See, this is the problem with using the code.
And they're not popular enough.
It just doesn't... I mean...
I think we want to go... I think this isn't it. I think go down to the next image.
1994 to 2019, 25 Anos de Real.
Oh, okay. I'm not bothered. To be honest, I wasn't really bothered about this coin. I don't care about this self-congratulatory nonsense.
Well, I mean, I like it. I like this coin.
That's boring.
It's got a bird on it. It's got a nice bird.
It's fucking birds, lions. They're
Jesus
boring.
Christ, man. It's got a bird feeding its other... So presumably that's the bird of the past of 25 years ago feeding the real birds of the present.
Yeah, well, I think
Grubs.
it's apt because it's a bird regurgitating chewed up mush into
Fucking
its own
Jesus
mouth.
Christ, man.
That's rubbish. This coin
It's
is
got
rubbish.
a lovely bird on it. It's got a...
No.
My,
Nothing against the bird, but it's not. I mean, what are we celebrating here? 50 years since we invented a coin,
25 years.
and then what have we done? We've put a picture of a bloody bird on it.
Okay, I'll admit that I'm hello to Charlie Miller, by the way. I should have made more of the fact that wonderful Charlie Miller is with us. It's lovely to have you here. If you're indeed still here, I hope you are. Well, no, you're free to live your life however so you choose. I'll admit I'm swayed by the bird. I like birds. I think it's nice to see a nice representation of a bird on a coin, but I will concede that perhaps as far as the design of the coin goes, it's nothing too good. Charlie Miller is still here. Thank you very much, Charlie, for confirming that. There's nothing groundbreaking about it. I'll concede that.
No.
But I just like to see a bird on a coin.
I like birds. I got nothing. I love birds, but I'm not here for birds. I'm here for coins, and I don't think you would ever want for seeing a bird on a coin. I think you can get that all over the bloody shop.
Okay, well, let's look at the... Could you remember some of that to feed me whilst I'm typing?
Yeah.
Okay, what am I typing?
KM2757.
27557. Coin.
LGBTQ coin.
2 for some reason.
2 coin, yeah.
Canada's new gay coin riles opponents.
Riles. Gay coin.
Do you know what? That coin has really riled me. I'm riled by this gay coin.
The gays have a coin and it has riled me. I love this coin.
Tell you what, I love this coin.
I love this coin. It's yeah, it's got these kind of elements of cubism. It's also a little bit of sort of naive art in there. It reminds me a little bit of the Olympic coin of the child pole vaulting, and that's no
bad thing.
The artist here. I think that it's a beautiful coin, even better in color.
Is it?
No.
No, I'd prefer the.
No.
I'm glad I gave you a moment to, a pause for thought there. I mean, that's a different coin as well. That's $1, and then we've got the $10.
Spend more money.
Josie has some thoughts. First of all, on the Real coin, are there any coins with pictures of coins on them? A Senecta coin. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I'm sure there probably are. The 2...
If they ever did a coin to commemorate 50 years since the movie Inception, that would be a good opportunity to do a coin.
What an absolutely culturally bankrupt world that would be that minted that coin.
It's coming.
Yeah, I suppose it probably is, isn't it? Josie says, the 2 in LGBTQ2 indicates the two-spirit community, by the way.
Really?
That's what Josie says.
Cool. I don't know what that is, but
no, nor do I. So I'm reluctant to
take a stance on.
Yeah, I'm not going to be drawn on that until I have further information. LGBT cubism is a further input from
is that another Josie?
Which is great. Yep. Very, very keen on that. That's
very
great.
Quick on these. Yeah.
And also on the subject of your Inception commemoration coin, Coinception.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, all these absolutely.
It's I'll tell you what I've done. Yeah, okay, there we go, great. Just an error my end, technically, which wasn't visible to anyone on the screen, but I had to write. And I have now done that, so I feel pretty good about that. I noticed that the I mean, I've got coin cam up, but it's served absolutely no purpose as it's just been displaying
we've
some notes.
not looked at any of your money this week, have we?
No,
we looked at the
haven't yet.
5 Monopoly money.
We did. Yeah, let me just get rid of these notes. Let's put them on the floor for the time being. Don't know if we looked at that one previously. It's I think it's Hungarian. Sorry. Just need to zoom in a bit.
Can we get coin cam big?
Yeah, that's a good thought. That's a very good thought. Thank you.
Is it a bird?
Yes.
Yeah, told you. Yep, see him anywhere, can't you?
Just trying to get that to a point where it's most. There we go. Also got a bit of muck on it. How do you feel about that?
It's nice.
Obviously, the sort of backing track is not on this frame.
Is it off or on at the moment?
It is off.
Okay, cool. Yeah, for an offside, it's pretty nice. It's got that lovely dotted rimming that I do quite like to see on a coin. It lets you know when you've got to the edge.
Yep.
Before you hit the sort of the hard drop of the rim.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fared too well. You know, I don't think you'd need more than vinegar to fix what's got. It looks like it's been chipped away at a little bit.
There is certainly some chipping. I can see some sort of fingerprints on it as well.
Yeah, there's a fingerprint on there. The perspective's pretty bad. If that bird sat on a mountain?
I don't know. No, it's on a stump.
Yeah, I still think that's far too big.
Okay. Yeah, it is. It's
that'd have to be an incredibly small
huge,
tree,
actually, isn't it, in comparison to the stump? So let's just Hoz that.
Oh, so okay. So Hoz
no, that's a verti. It's a verti, so I'm verting it.
Oh, right, yeah.
So I verted that onto the 50 forint side, so that onto the on. I can't quite tell what this little mark beneath. It says BR. If you can make that out.
Interesting. We've had this before. We had the girl guides coin last week. Had a sort of a JH.
Yeah.
QE or not QE? Was there some sort of lettering on there?
Some letters. There's certainly some letters. There were definitely letters on there.
Seems like the mystery deeper. Well, I wonder if it might be the initials of the mint, like on when you get a vinyl in wax.
Maybe.
The person who mastered or printed the vinyl will etch their own insignia or initials, and that will often increase the worth of a particularly rare vinyl.
Will it?
Yeah, well, it's often how it's the identifying marker that lets you know what could be a repress and what is the authentic original. Is the hand etching of the original masterer.
I see.
So it could be a similar thing. It could be identifying the mint.
Could be.
It? Or
I'm willing to accept that.
Which would be far more interesting because it would indicate that you could get a job whereby your initials could end up on money.
I'd love that.
An AB coin.
I have I ever shown you the video of Big Time Tommy?
The DJ.
The big sort of New Jersey guy who is smoking a big cigar.
Yeah, New Jersey. Yeah, the sort of Danny DeVito character.
I had a voucher for some trainers for some new shoes the other day, and I discovered that you have the option to get your trainers sort of monogrammed and get some lettering on the reverse of them, on the back rather. And I was sorely tempted to put OS for life on there, standing for old school.
Old school. Yeah.
OS 4L. Left foot.
But you didn't go for
OS.
it.
I didn't. No, I coward. It was pathetic, really.
It is, because those are your shoes.
They are my shoes. I think what I was worried about was if I had to send them back, and it did say that ones which have got lettering on are not available for refunds.
Oh, it does. It does void it, does it?
Yeah. Josie asks,
Interesting.
are viewers at home encouraged to look at their own coins? If so, I've just found a Spanish coin with Don Quixote on it. Absolutely. 100% viewers
Yeah.
are very, very, very much encouraged to look at their own coins, tell us about them, and then we can, we can investigate them. Indeed, I will just do that now. Spanish coin Don Quixote. Fucking hell.
The
Man.
more impetus, the better, really.
So this is presumably a €2 coin here. Oh, there he is.
Oh, that's nice.
Is this the one? Do let us know, Josie. I came into work on Friday of last week, as I did on all the other days of last week. And Tony, who works security, he does a lot of jobs around the school. He's a very sort of multifunctional, very dedicated guy. But he said, Mr. Barr, I've got something to show you. Beckoned me over to the reception desk, and he had a £5 coin.
Wow. The fabled lost coin.
Yeah. It was his dad's, apparently. His dad had a number of them. Which feeds into my contention that sort of £5 coins and that sort of thing are usually the preserve of older persons who are kind of the key demographic for adverts for £5 coins, sending off sort of commemorative coins.
Yeah, we have spoken about £5 coins on this stream before, because I have, of course, claimed to have held one at some point in my life for a genuine transaction. I think they are the domain of the old, to be honest.
Yeah.
Is that Shakespeare?
It's Cervantes.
Shouldn't be. What's he doing?
It's Cervantes.
Oh, okay.
As Josie has mentioned,
the Shakespeare of Spain.
€20 cent with Cervantes on it. So there you go. There he is in all of his glory, next to a big M, with a crown on.
Which probably stands for Royal Mint.
Probably.
Or Madrid. I don't know.
Or Madrid. Could be. Either one. And here is a coin with a Belgian on it. Some sort of Belgian. Any guess as to which Belgian that is?
King of Belgium. King Belgium.
Yeah, probably, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe we can just double
There's a little
check.
crown on there.
Belgium, 20 cent. Josie
we talked about euros before.
Also has this Belgian coin. Uncanny. So,
okay.
Carry on.
Interesting.
Carry on.
We talked about euros before on the stream, and I'm trying to remember if we ever got to the bottom of whether or not the offside of every single euro coin has a country specific.
They do.
Design.
They do.
Cool.
I'm a
big fan of that.
I'm not going to look this up, but I will confirm that to you now.
We've looked it up before. I do remember playing this game with you now.
Absolutely, absolutely, they do. Let's have a look at some more of these best circulating coin.
We don't even know who's won yet.
No, we don't, and I think that's probably a more exciting way to go about it, really, isn't it? Or do you feel differently?
Well, people in the chat, they could have a guess, and there could be a sort of a points reward held over their heads as a carrot.
Do any of these really take your fancy? I'm broadening that question out not only to Sam but also to the chat as well. Gotta say, Panama won Balboa. I didn't know that was the currency of Panama. Bimetallic Jornada Mundial de la Juventud, World Youth Day. Actually, no, it'd probably be Juventud, wouldn't it? Because it's Spanish as opposed to Portuguese, I guess.
Yeah. So obviously, the indigenous language coin and the LGBTQ.
Can I just stop you there?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Panama won Balboa. Josie says, is that because Panama's economy is quite rocky?
Oh, yeah, it's a hit.
Like that, yeah.
Are you dishing out any points?
Yeah, points. 3 points for that.
3 points. God, I'm only on one.
Baldy's on 3, I think,
3.
as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if Baldy's still with us, but if he is, thank you. If not, thanks as well. Enjoy your points. Carry on.
None of these coins grab me as in the slightest way interesting, because you can tell the fall of the Berlin Wall. We know what that's going to look like.
Hasselhoff.
Exactly. Hasselhoff, mic in hand on top of some rubble, people on both sides, hands in the air.
Yeah.
Cartoon bubble.
Something's
Yes.
My phone. No, my phone's fine. Oh, I've just got a missed call. Let me just check what the missed call's about. Oh, it's from
Could
Siri.
be the
Siri's on her
industry
way back.
phoning you. No, that's good.
Heather is at home. Can you show everyone a coin?
Yeah. No problem. Well, do you want
Wow.
a £2 or a 50p? I'll have a squint at the chat. So if you want a £2 coin, type into the chat £2, and if you want a 50p, type into the chat 50p please, or 50pp. I will take. Okay, we got 1 vote for £2. See what else is coming in. So I'll get. Well, I've ready both. Oh, so it's. Gosh, so we're 1 for 1. 50p. So do put 50p, please. Yeah, so 50p, please. £2. So we're still neck and neck. 2 votes for 50p, and 2 votes for £2. So the next one wins it. Oh my gosh, anything could happen. I mean, I should say the people that voted for 50p's have not followed instructions. So you had to write in 50p, please, or 50pp. So we will go for a £2 coin. Let's go. Just go for one at random. Doesn't matter. We've got to get through them all eventually, haven't we? This one, and this is I guess it looks like a lighthouse. So I guess it's commemorating lighthouses. So you can see very beautiful coin, and the lighthouse is looking right at you, and on it says 1514 Trinity House. So not a lighthouse at all. So Trinity House, whatever that is. Well done. Coming up to 500 years of you.
Keep going. Just trying to sort some things out.
Yeah. Well, I'm just wondering what Trinity House is. I've got no idea, but it's whatever it is. It's been around for 500 years, and it's got a sort of a lighthouse motif.
And that's a £2 coin, is it?
I think the votes overwhelmingly were for £2 in the end.
And
I think we had 3 for £2.
But is it? Yeah.
Well, it says 1514 Trinity House, 2014, which must be the year of mintage. But I don't know what Trinity House is.
No.
Oh, it's a charity. Apparently. So 500 years of charity. Not bad.
That's good. Sorry, I just had to let Heather in, who has come back from the protest, and it seems like nobody has been. Those who have left now certainly have not got into any trouble with the hated police. We can just get an ACAB going in the chat. That would be great. Again. Okay.
Oof.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm on to my last lost lager, but they're only like Coke cans.
Your last lost lager.
So
yeah, we've got a couple of ACABs going in the chat. That's lovely stuff. Trinity House.
Great. And
is a charity dedicated to safeguarding shipping and seafarers.
Oh, so that's why they got a lighthouse.
That is why they've got a lighthouse. Just for next week, not that we're wrapping up now, but for next week we have downstairs a dictionary of sailing terms, a big sailor's dictionary. So I might bring that up.
That's good. I could test them out on you. Widdershins, bosun, cabin boy.
Hello, Josie Russell. Lovely to have you with us. Welcome.
Pugwash.
I don't know if you remember the Hall of Bad Money, Josie, but I just thought I'd show you the current occupants of the Hall of Bad Money. 10 centavos, 100. obviously representing all American dollars with the joke number on them. 20p from Gibraltar, and the hated. Oh, don't tell me somebody's calling me again. Why does this keep? So
Same person.
Coin cam is not operational anymore, I'm afraid. So yeah, Josie Hypatia hates the 20p, and let me just see if I can make coin cam go away, because that is. There we go. Okay, sorry about this. Sorry about the slightly. Wow. Just trying to sort everything out. I apologise.
Yeah.
Josie says, I wasn't here last week, so this is my first time seeing the Hall of Bad Money. The Gibraltar 20p is still bad. So that's great. Tom Burgess was briefly in the Hall of Bad Money for spending an extremely rare 20p, but he has now been removed.
In order to get a meal deal, of all things.
Absolutely horrid. Am I wearing the same clothes as in the WoW clip? Asks Josie. No, I am not. I will just bring that back up. Wow. I'm wearing the same shirt, yes. I am wearing, however, a blazer, and in the WoW clip, I'm in fact wearing a sort of brown suede-fronted cardigan. Subtly different, I accept. And also, I've got my little Lenin pin on my lapel here. A gift
little
from...
Lenin pin on your lapel.
That could be a song, couldn't it?
Little Lenin. Yeah, who would sing it? Little Lenin pin on your lapel. It's a kind of old 70s rocker, isn't it?
I'd like to imagine Prince doing it.
Oh wow!
I think
that's very different.
I think that could. I think that's possible. Billy Bragg says Josie Hypatia.
Oh, that'd be awful. Little Lenin. I can't do Billy Bragg.
Okay,
I don't really know Levi Stubbs.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know that one. I used to really like that one. I've not really.
Yeah. What was it all? Tears for the Milkman. Whatever.
Whenever I'm thinking about doing Billy Bragg now, I just immediately I go into a Midlands accent in my head, which is
it's
not
strange. It happens, doesn't it? Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah, which is just wrong.
It's wrong.
Pissing myself says Mannix.
Okay. I don't know if they would really suit Little Lenin pin on my lapel, but like, I don't know if they were known for their sort of complicated.
But imagine,
intrasyllabic wordplay.
I think you can get it into Design for Life.
Yeah, right. Something off like the Holy Bible or something.
Yeah.
Like in the edgiest. Maybe.
Little Lenin walking down the street, says Josie Russell, which is nice.
Taking back to the sort of classic era rock.
Yeah. Cammy! Welcome on board. Hello, Cammy Sinclair. Lovely to have you with us. Have you heard
Cammy?
Have you heard Billy Bragg's latest song, I Live in a Mansion? Asks Cammy.
That's true. That's true. I live in a mansion. But I don't know. I'm not in the mood for doing impressions.
No, and you mustn't.
I keep thinking I've got the energy to like go into some sort of like searingly good song impression, but every time I start, I'm just like, it's not fun at all.
That's a shame, but I mean, Lord bless you for trying. Josie says, I'm now... Josie Hypatia, Josie H, says, I'm now singing Lenin on lapel to the tune of Benny and the Jets. Lenin on lapel, I suppose.
Yeah. It doesn't work.
No. Mannix lyric, Mr. Lenin awakened the boy, little Lenin upon the lapel. Says pissing myself. So this has really, absolutely woken up.
Galvanised.
Yeah, it's impossible to do it to Galvanise by the Chemical Brothers.
What about Daft Punk? Could they do a little? Pin on my lapel. Like that. That's
I was,
television.
yeah, no, I was trying to do, I was mentally trying to do bigger, better, faster, stronger.
Little let it.
But it's the
Yeah,
pin,
yeah.
the pin really lets it
Little
down.
let it pin on my lapel. Little.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
it's yeah. I mean, the will is there, but the way it's not yet presented itself.
Mm.
Two simultaneous mms there, which is perhaps suggests the demise of a bit.
R.I.P.
We've got the FIE World Fencing Championship in Budapest.
Yeah, again, not bothered because it's either going to be a picture of a fencing mask or like two people crossing swords.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if any of these were interesting.
Okay. Yeah.
Very interested to see the Tokyo 2020 yen, as I have a conception of the yen as being another hold coin, like the krona. And obviously, as a cancelled coin, I believe it has a sort of an inherent merit.
Sorry.
Oh, okay, so it's not a hold coin.
I shouldn't have done that directly
was
into
wrong
the
on
mic,
that.
probably.
Be careful. Be respectful of your viewers.
100 yen. 100 yen. Cocker. It's this guy.
Yeah, okay. It's
fencing
it's a
again.
kind of a
It's fencing.
yeah.
Seems to have come into this Olympic Games Tokyo 2020. 100 yen Cooper nickel. I mean,
I find, of course, Olympic coins inherently collectible because you can have all the different sports on there.
Yeah.
We love it with the 50p's. It's a shame that it never happened.
It is, yeah. Tell you what I'd like: a set of coins commemorating the world's strongest man with all of the different events on it,
or just all the different strongest men,
or all the different. Yeah, I mean, I love this picture of Lars Hedlund, but I'm going to get it up again.
What are the different events for world's strongest man you'd have on a coin? Pulling a car, lifting the tires,
pulling a car, pulling a plane, keg toss. Keg toss is one of my favourites. There's Lars Hedlund.
Get that on the offside of a
That's
coin.
fucking tremendous, isn't it? Look at him. Huge.
Yeah, hos it over. He's got 4 tires. He's got one of those big cartoon barbells up.
Oh, fuck me. Actually, I've got to show you. I've got to show you Dimitar Savatinov. He's a former. The second result being Dimitar Savatinov head. That's because he's completely bald, and whenever he's putting a lot of effort in, his head looks like his skin has contracted around his brain, and you can see the outline of his brain. But he's a former. You think that
he's
a former circus strongman, and he fucking looks like it. There you go.
Oh wow.
There you go. Look at that.
Gosh.
Look
my
at
gosh.
That's Savatinov, the Bulgarian, doing the Atlas Stones there.
Yeah. Wow.
He's just amazing, Dimitar Savatinov.
Yeah, we can all admit no skull makes that shape. That is either hair growing underneath the skin, trying to get out, or that is the brain muscle has been worked on to the extent that it has consumed the skull and is now throbbing directly beneath the skin of this strongman.
Josie Hypatia says, put that on the offside of a coin. And, oh, God, yes, no, imagine if you did, but you had it, it was relief so that you could rub it. Imagine the tactile sensation of rubbing on.
Imagine the tactile sensation of rubbing the ridges.
Dimitar's brain head. And he's that's the other thing. I did have a look at his Instagram. He's got a little puppy, a dog. Let's have a look at his dog. He loves his little dog. I mean, there aren't as many pictures of as you might want, but there he is.
Oh,
There's Dimitar and his little dog.
that is sweet. What a cutie.
Anyway,
For both of them.
yeah, if they were world's strongest, so you'd have the keg toss on there. You'd have the plane pull, obviously the truck pull. You'd have one of the pulls, probably plane pull, because I think it's the most sort of impressive in scale.
But then, I mean, imagine how small you'd have to go to get the whole plane on.
Yeah.
Unless the perspective was that they were pulling the plane towards you.
They'd be pulling the plane towards you.
Okay.
Josie has found a coin. hobo.it/en/hobo-nickels-coins. Fucking hell, that's superb.
Is it a real coin or is it an art thing? They have to be real coins, you see.
I don't know. It's a hobo nickel coin hand engraved by the Lithuanian artist Gediminas Pulsis. His signature is engraved. This coin is one of a kind.
Well, I think that makes it a piece of art. A very nice piece of art.
The hobo nickel is a sculptural art form involving the creative modification of small denomination coins, essentially resulting in a miniature bas relief. Barr. How would you say that?
Base
relief. Okay, fair enough. The US nickel coin was favoured because of its size, thickness, and relative softness. However, the term hobo nickel is generic, as carvings have been made from many different denominations.
Okay, I'm back in.
You're in? You like that? Well, that chimes with
Well,
your interest.
If it's an art form based solely around coins, then it's back in the realms of currency chat.
Yeah, I'm with the chat on this. That's a great coin, says Josie Russell. Pissing Myself says, "Oh my god," which I assume to mean wow. That's a great coin.
Wow.
I'm absolutely on board with that. I love that.
And do we think that this is a genuine reproduction of Dmitriev's brain?
Well, it's from 1937, which I would think is well before Dimitar Severtinov was born. So I would suggest no, but if I were to...
But in your head, from what you're saying, this is what it is happening, right?
Yeah. It's like what would happen, what happens, what has happened to Dimitar Severtinov. Josie Russell suggests if you swap the Queen's head with Dimitar's, so it's brains versus tails, which I like. Do you have another coin lined up?
Cool. I've got nothing but coins. I want to go for a little wee.
Right. Okay. I also want to do that. So, who goes first?
I should probably go first because I've done coins to excuse your breaks twice now.
Yeah, you absolutely have.
I'll leave you with this though.
Okay.
I've got £2 coins. I've got 50p coins.
Yeah.
I do have the only other things I do have. I've got one special form of money, and I've got one special form of currency, British currency that I've not yet shown you.
Okay. Would you? Yeah. That is tantalising stuff. That really is. That's a red rag to a bull to us, but unfortunately, the red rag has been dropped. And we are left, us bulls, to charge around waiting for its return, which is very exciting. It's building anticipation here. I suppose we can just have a look at some of the other nominees in the best circulating coin. Just catch up on the chat as well. We've come too far to give up who we are, so let's get the Tsar and sickles and stars. And Cammy says, I have a 1977 Silver Jubilee coin. Baldy, I'm not sure what the lyrics you were doing there were. Adapted so that they're Lenin on a lapel. But top marks a further 1 point to you. And we'll see if... hopefully I'll remember to inform Sam, the official ledger of points, when he returns. Get Lenin-y by Daft Punk. Fair enough. You were born in 1977. Fair enough. Cammy, you are 2 years younger than my eldest brother. It's an interesting fact there for you. pissing myself. Sound of the Summer says, get Lenny. Okay. Right, okay. I Get Lucky. I can't remember that bit of Get Lucky, but it is, of course, the Sound of the Summer, as it has been for a number of years now. Let's have a look at perhaps the Peruvian KM418. Coin. What kind of animal is it? The Andean mountain cat. I'm looking forward to having a look at this. Now, I wonder what Sam would make of this. I like it, but you know, I'm a sucker for a coin with an animal on it, to be honest. Not all of them, of course, but I think this one's nice. It's got that sort of slight ridging in the to one side, and an interesting sort of it looks to me like a sort of maybe a hummingbird, or perhaps some sort of wading bird maybe there. And it clearly has the Latin name of the. The detail on the fur is nice. You're absolutely right, Josie. It is. Sam is back. We're having a look at the Peruvian KM418 coin Andean mountain cat. What do you make of that? I'm just going to go for a slash. Also, Baldy has 1 extra point. So
okay, so we're 4 points for Baldy, 1 point for me, and 3 points for someone else. Can't remember who. Yeah, it's a nice coin. What is it? Bobcat? Yeah, big fan of it. On a branch. Up high, looking out, nice and proud. He's sort of, captures the sort of spirit that you want to have on a coin, of saying we're more than just a political system, we're more than just a nationhood. We're a concept, we are an idea rooted in animals. Eagles, dragons, lions, Peruvian bobcats, whatever it is. Trust in his currency. Please accept it. Give me some milk. I could show you. I don't know if anyone's asked to see any of my coins. Actually, maybe I won't bother. 1 soul, so that's good. So that's worth 1 whole sun. Not bad at all. Quite a good name for currency as well. We've what do we call ours? Pence. We've got pence and pounds, pennies. Oh, pennies to pence. Now, Yes, pennies is the plural of pence. Very good. But why isn't it pences? Interesting question. And it is pounds, isn't it? Pounds, £5. Yes, so we've got pence and pounds. And of course, before decimalisation, we used to have all kinds of crap. Halfpennies, shillings, bobbies, lucre, corblimies. And then, of course, the dreaded decimalisation day, 1970, came along. Grandma didn't understand what was going on. But old Jimmy, he knew, didn't he? And that was the day England changed forever. So let's just have a little peek at see if I can read what's going on in the chat. If Sam likes the cat, will he be disappointed by the small hummingbird in the bottom left? Hadn't noticed the hummingbird, but I've got to say, I'm not disappointed, but not just ambivalent towards it. It's another bird, isn't it? Like I've said before, I like birds, got no problem. Absolutely no problem at all with birds, but in terms of seeing them on a coin, I'm just not inspired by it. I find it a little bit insipid.
I kind of thought that was going to be your view. Josie says, if Sam likes the cat, will he be disappointed by the small hummingbird in the bottom left?
Yes, I was having a little peek at the comments, you see.
Oh, right, okay, you managed to see that.
Getting in real close to my screen, and that was what alerted me to the existence of said hummingbird.
Yeah. Okay, well,
I think it's just because birds are migratory creatures, so
hummingbird
why
isn't.
These what?
Hummingbird isn't.
Well, it's going to get about, isn't it?
It's going to get about, but it's not going to migrate.
Why not?
Too small.
You don't think small things? You think you have to be big to migrate?
I certainly don't think that a hummingbird does, because it expends such energy on flapping its wings so very quickly to sort of hover like it does. I don't think that they would have the time and the sort of fortitude to migrate anywhere. Certainly not. We would. Inns is now following. We've got to follow. Certainly not to the extent that we might consider it a migration. They'll move around, certainly, but at what point does a movement become a migration?
Yeah, that would be my question to you, actually. At what point does a movement become a migration? Do you have to cross borders, or do you have to cross the equator?
No, you don't have to cross the equator. And you don't have to cross borders either, but I would say that it's perhaps a sort of a movement, a sort of routine movement that takes place maybe a couple of times a year to a schedule.
So it has to be linked to the seasons, basically. A migration has to be made in line with some sort of seasonal shift.
Somebody
Jet
called
set.
I fucking love coins has said, "Is that me? I just came up as ins." So that might well be you. I fucking love coins. If so, welcome on board. It's lovely to have you with us. We are just reviewing the one soul coin with the Andean cat, the Andean mountain cat, on it, just to see what the go with that is. Really looking through the 2021 Coin of the Year nominees before having a look at the winner. We're not looking at all of these because we don't find all of them particularly conceptually interesting. Some of them more so than others. Sam, are you ready to find out what won yet?
Oh gosh, I mean, let's just go through the shortlist one more time and maybe place our bets. There are points at stake, not to forget.
Wow. Let's have the wow come up again. I'll turn that off. There are points at stake. A rerun was that? A run back through the...
Yeah, just run as that. And maybe, it's not my show, but if people could put in their KM reference number in the chat if they want to.
So if anyone wishes to have another look at a coin before we find out the winner, please do put the KM reference in the chat, and we'll take another look at those. So you were a big fan of the 50 years of progress in advancing LGBTQ2 rights, weren't you?
Yeah, I just don't think that you see that on coins. I thought that the art design is also not something that you would see in a particularly staid, very conservative sort of artistic market. I think it... Yep. I mean, I got to be honest, the indigenous languages coin as well. Incredibly strong stuff. Yep. I was not impressed, of course, by the real. No, I think boring bird.
To be fair, I do think, well, as much as I like sort of depictions of birds on coins, I do think that was in a class of other probably more sort of conceptually interesting coins. That probably was one of the sort of lower tier entries. Similarly. Probably wouldn't go in for the... haven't looked at it, but the FIE World Fencing Championship in Budapest. The 100 yen Olympic Games Tokyo coin has some interest due to commemorating something that didn't happen. And maybe, yes, the cat is less interesting.
Yeah, it's not so... Animals are just not interested on coins. I mean... I guess we should probably pay some lip service to the American coin, given that they've been dominating the competition so far.
Do you want to have a look at it?
Yeah.
Okay, KM695.
Yeah.
I've got to find a better way of doing this. KM695, was it?
You said it, not me. I imagine it would have been 2695, but...
So, yeah. I've typed coin in twice, so I reckon that we've got to get that.
It's going to know what we want.
Double check.
It's just straight up 695.
695. Okay. Cupra Nickel, American Memorial Park.
What's it a memorial to? Do you think? Parks or soldiers? Those are the two, aren't they? Really?
So this looks like the fucker.
Yeah. No, that's the
I
soldiers.
hate it.
Park. Yeah, it's boring as ever.
Absolutely bored out of my bloody tree by that. I mean, it's got the North Mariana Islands in it, which don't often get a shout out for that. We've got some spam. We've got some spam in the chat. For
mods.
1999.55 says, want to become famous, buy followers, primes, and viewers on https hyphen slashes, couple of slashes, cut with 2 T's .ly/GZJ capital H X SK, both capitals there. So if anyone wants to click on that, don't. But big follows.
Well, unless you want to get famous.
Unless you want to get famous in bigfollows.com. I don't know how we ban.
You need to have a you need to have a mod, don't you?
No, banned him.
Oh. It's a shame. He could have just been involved in his own way.
Can't be. Yep. Banned.
Okay.
And I've just got to...
I mean, who are the people on this coin? Is that George Washington?
Might as well be, I think.
Nice, yeah.
I once again, unfortunately,
looks like a rubbish park.
Oh, something's happened. Oh, I just closed a dockable window. Okay, so I just had to, after banning the spam friend, I have lost the chat, so I just need to bring it up again. Yeah, there we go. Great. Okay, wonderful. Oh, we've got timestamps next to everything now. That's nice. So, that man's neck looks like the sleeve of a hand puppet, says Josie. And absolutely it does. Look at that. That's a beefy neck.
Interesting.
Hello, Paul. Welcome, Revern1, who says, did you look at the Berlin Wall coin? No, we didn't. We did speculate that it would be David Hasselhoff.
Like this.
Atop, yeah. And to be honest, I'm hoping that it is that. I will look at it now as we've loath to turn down a request to view a coin. KM380. Germany coin Berlin Wall. That's fucking not it, is it?
Oh gosh, I hope not.
380. €2. €2 should do it.
Yeah. You'd think that these KM numbers would have some, bloody effect on the search results, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would, but they don't. What do you think of that?
It's a bit of a mess.
It's a bit of a mess. 30 yard.
There's a lot going on. From what I can see, from my perspective, it looks like conceptually sort of interesting. Obviously, we can see the famous graffitied wall.
The graffitied wall. We've got the Brandenburg Gate up here.
Yeah.
We've got some people flooding over. We've got a dove, the dove of peace, presumably.
Okay. Well, so for me, it looks like the hands of the masses are kind of rising up and turning into doves, which is quite a beautiful.
That is quite nice, yeah.
Beautifully executed concept, but a beautiful concept, not well executed in this.
Yeah. Oh right. Okay.
Oh yeah. The spacing of the stars looks a bit off as well. They haven't really.
Do you really think
that's to guides?
Do you really think that's a goof, or is that just a trick of the photo?
Could be the photo, but the photo looks pretty professional.
You'd think they'd try and not fuck that up. I don't know. I mean,
these stars on the sort of southeastern sort of quadrant of the coin just don't look. And it is hard to do stars right, but they don't look in proportion, do they?
You'd imagine that the Euros, kind of have a system for this.
For stars,
for
yeah,
stars,
you'd hope they would work
border stars, and that is kind of, exported around the Eurozone to the various mints. So you're not keen on that?
Well, what do you think?
I quite like how chaotic it is. I think it's interesting to place something sort of knowingly chaotic on a coin, as opposed to something which just happens to be sort of coincidentally chaotic due to how it's been rendered.
You think it's knowingly chaotic?
I think it is, yeah. I think they've done that on purpose.
Why?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I don't have all the fucking answers, mate.
Yeah.
Sorry.
At least it's off mic.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you got a fair bit of it. Should we find out what the winner was then?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're ready. Do you want to place a bet? I'll place a bet.
Well, let's have a look. Best circulating coin. Do you know what? I think, as a nod to progress, I think the Canadian. I'm going to go with the Canadian LGBTQ2 rights coin.
I would say, yeah, that and the Indigenous languages would be my favourites to win. But I think, depressingly, from what we've seen of the Cotties,
You reckon it's
I'm
going to
going to
be
have
the American Memorial Park?
America the Beautiful.
Good
Yeah.
Lord, I hope not. 10. Okay, so that's the most significant. That's best contemporary, best gold. We've looked at that. Best silver coin. We've looked at that. Best crown coin. We had a look at that. Best circulating coin is the German Mint's €2 bimetallic 30th anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall. How do you feel about that? Justice, says Paul. Whoa, says Josie Russell. That is quite something. How do you feel about seeing it rendered like that, with the contrast between the sort of gold centre and the silver outer ring? How do you feel about seeing it?
The stars
like that?
look much better.
The stars look better, don't they? I mean, perhaps this is an idealised view of what the coin would look like, I suppose.
Well, it is. It's not real, is it? It's not. It's not the coin that you're going to encounter on the streets.
I've just noticed that beneath "yar" is a word, but I can't tell what it says. People in the chat certainly feeling that the LGBTQ coin was robbed. I fucking love coins. Says it was a beautifully chaotic day. So I think that's that is a point, certainly in terms
it is
of
a point.
the
Well, is
history
it a point for them or just a point?
It's a point. A point has been made.
Okay.
A point has been made, and it's been registered by us and accepted as a valid point.
Yeah,
it was a beautifully chaotic day.
Yeah, for sure. And it's certainly. I think it's important to separate the event from the coin. I think all judgments are pertaining to the coins themselves rather than they commemorate. Although I guess it all is all kind of mixed up in there. But yeah, it's a good point. So 2 points to I fucking love coins.
Yeah, I fucking love coins gets 2 points. So if you can remember that. Judges heavily favoured the €2 bimetallic 30th anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall coin from Germany. The nominating committee and judging panel normally favour a commemorative coin theme struck by the country that was home to the events. So that is good.
Goes without saying, surely. This was what I felt about all. Do you remember all those commemorative event category that were commemorating the moon landing?
Yeah, that was
Peru, Spain, and stuff. And it was like, get fucked. What do you think's going to happen here? Yeah. Stop sucking up.
We've got a couple of interesting comments. I fucking love coins. Says, wow, thanks for the receipt of points, which is great. Paul says, did you see this quote from a Canadian Christian organisation? Grown adults have a right to do whatever they like in the privacy of their own bedroom, but there is no business for the government putting this on money. What a Canadian Conservatives.
Yeah, it's an interesting concept. The government has no right putting images on our money that we don't want to see.
I refuse to spend this year's mint. Terrible bunch.
Well, presumably it would stimulate the economy. If you put a controversial image on a coin, it would encourage more people to get rid of the money if they don't want to see it.
Get this muck out of my wallet.
So if you find that Canadian Christian conservatives aren't spending enough money, put something that's anathema to them on a coin, and it'll be flying off out their pockets, wouldn't it?
The Satan $2. It's a rendering of Satan, and then maybe there's on the other side there's a Rage Against the Machine album cover with explicit lyrics. Get rid of that as well. That's what parents were against in the 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
JC asks whether we can rename coin points as coints.
coins.
I'm fully in favour of that.
I'm just about it. Yeah, it's your format.
Can you? Well, no, it's your format as well. I think we're both in this together. To be honest.
Oh, that's kind. I like coins. I mean, maybe we should see if anyone can come up with, because there are lots of words for coins, of course.
There are.
Pennies.
Pennies, yeah. I mean, it's got the O and the I and the N in it. Coin, points. So it's it's a leader.
Let's just
Absolutely.
experience all the options.
That is very much open. Baldy says buttcoin, and then Cammy asks for a poll. I am not able to do polls like Sean Morley is because I haven't set up. Coints sounds a bit like cunts, but that's kind of part of the charm. Josie has censored cunts, so I apologise for inferring the U and saying it out loud if the intention was to obscure it, but I don't know how I would have said the word without saying it out loud. So
just left a space.
Unts. No, I just
that was good. It sounded good.
I just left a gap before saying the rest of the word. The chat can decide whether I am to be chastised for that or not. Josie says, wasn't sure if there was an auto mod that was going to tell me off. I have already permitted the word cunts amongst a couple of other terms. So that is fine. I reckon we can probably do one more set of nominees and a winner before we probably should ring off for tonight.
Yeah, sure.
How does that treat you? Yeah, great. Okay, so the next, and it's a big hitter.
Best bimetallic. It's what we've all been waiting for.
It's the best bimetallic. Baldy says, I think I've said it a few times, the word cunts. Well, let's dive right into this, shall we? Straight off the bat, Austria, KM3305, €25, silver niobium, artificial intelligence.
Oh, hell yes, I want to see this coin.
Let's have a look at this motherfucker. KM3305, KM-3305, Austria, €25, artificial intelligence.
Heck yeah.
Why can't there's the images. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Ooh.
Oh, mama.
Ouch.
That is a coin.
Oh, could this really be the end? Yikes.
Whoa.
Stuck inside a mobile with the Austrian artificial intelligence coin again. This is crazy.
This is crazy. I mean, just once. Just bloody once. You want a mint to have the confidence to put a design like this into general circulation. Because look at
the sheer balls of it.
Look at that. It's got so that those are obviously kind of like supposed to be a combination between sort of computer circuit boards and synapses, brain synapses, connections, and that's a robot. That's potentially a human person. And binary. There's binary there as well.
Yeah. It's the human removed from itself, seen writ large in the cosmos. It's artistic.
Good.
In a way that I didn't think money could ever be.
Künstliche Intelligenz.
Damn straight, man. It's like a Kraftwerk album.
Künstlich. I'm assuming that's what it says.
Artificial.
Österreich. Fucking hell. Oh, God! Good Lord, look at this. Let's see if we can look at that. Obviously, that's from 2014, but that is. I mean, what do you make of that? I don't want to, stake my colours to the mast before, you might hate it, but what do you think?
I think these Austrians know money.
Yeah.
I think this is the colour scheme is. I mean, it's better than crypto, right? This is better than. Yeah. Sort of a Bitcoin.
Well, these guys
could ever look.
The Austrians clearly put all of their effort into their, kind of like novelty coins, their novelty money. Like, they're both €25 denominations. That's not getting spent, which is a shame. There's a fucking look at that. There's so much going on there. tremendous.
Do you not think
There's this
so?
guy going into, presumably going to kill something. He's got a monkey following him just to go and see what's going on. A bird is looking on, a toucan.
Well, it's the evolution of man, isn't it? That's what we've got
No,
going on
no,
here.
no, it's
but
not.
what's interesting
No,
is
it's
it's just the start of it, right? It is. Come on, it's got to be the evolution of man.
No, it's a fella who's going in somewhere and he's got a monkey following him. It's exactly what I said. It's exactly what I said it was.
Why would they be commemorating that?
Somebody from the Austrian Mint went perhaps to the same jungle clearing that we did in our heads last week.
Yeah, okay. Saw a monkey making a radio.
Saw a fella going off somewhere about his business, and there was a little hairy guy following him, and he thought, I'm jamming that on a coin. Obviously it's evolution. Come on, I was just trying to have a bit of fun. Bloody hell.
Yeah, by all means, have fun. I mean, okay, for me, I think I do need to know that this money can be found and spent. I've said it before, but I think that's like a fundamental concept of coins. I think if you can't access this money, if you couldn't walk into a Tesco and buy, I mean, what? We're talking like 7.3 meal deals.
Yeah.
With that. I don't want to know about it.
No, I'm with you there.
Well, except
as well.
I do want to blame about it because it's fucking sick.
It looks tremendous.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was the artificial intelligence coin, followed by this 2014 evolution coin, which is absolutely a banger. And
yeah,
fucking hell.
Clearly, they've really latched onto a theme. It's a good theme.
Yeah. So they have sort of tremendous unspendable coins.
How do we know they're unspendable?
Well, we don't.
You'd have to Google man or person spending.
Yeah, but I think we've all tried to go into an English shop with a Scottish banknote. You're gonna you can hand it over and you can say this is legal tender, but you're gonna be eyed with a great deal of suspicion.
I don't think we have all done that. I think that's just is that a Michael Mackin bit?
You've come back from the fringe with Scottish banknotes, surely.
Who's responsible for that bit though? Because that is a bit. Somebody did a bit once.
Somebody did do a bit once.
I think you'll find that's legal tender. Was like a bit that an English comedian did, and ever since then, everybody thinks that's a thing.
But genuinely, I have tried to spend Scottish banknotes, and like I went to a football game. I went to Ebbsfleet versus Gateshead in Ebbsfleet, and I attempted to pay my way in on the door with a Scottish tenner, and I was not permitted into the ground without going to a cash machine.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, there's no denying that.
So
this,
as with a lot
bizarrely parochial,
as with a lot of Michael McIntyre bits, it is based on a fairly sound observation.
Observable fact of the universe.
Yeah.
No, it's fair. It's fair. It is very strange for how small a country the United Kingdom is, how unaware of all of the other constituents of it the English are.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But I'm just finding issue with your implication that is simply a comedy bit and not an actual, factual experience that can be had by anyone who wishes to spend a Scottish banknote in an English shop.
Well, I think it's more. I think most people would associate it bit first before an experience that they themselves have had. Because what a
sad implication. That people would default to assuming that something that had happened to them is a comedy bit. Well, no, because I thought I have had that experience. Pissing myself, Funny Bear has had that experience. Has been stated in the chat. Well, have you not? Have you not had that happen to you?
No, I've had that experience.
Right, okay, so why are you denying your own experience?
Because I just don't think that my experience is universal, and I think that's a healthy attitude and starting point to have.
No, but we have 3 people, here who have had that happen to them and are willing to confirm that has happened to them, and so I have made an assumption, and it has been borne out.
Proven right. Yeah, sure. Hey, and with all things, I'm happy to adapt to the science.
And Pissing Myself says that happened as far north as Lancaster.
Ugh, those guys. But you'll find that the closer you get to border community, the more ingrained in nationalism people get.
So you reckon Carlisle, they're unwilling to accept Scottish fire?
I think you'll find, Carlisle will be one of the most English places.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all about the wall up there, aren't they? They can love that wall.
Banging on about Reavers.
They go on all about the bloody wall.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if they don't have that, they're forced to confront the fact that there is no fundamental difference between them and the Scottish. And the psyche just couldn't take it.
Yeah.
So they create these walls.
We have a lot of comments that have come in, so I'll just try and cover some of them. Josie Russell was incredibly impressed with the previous Austrian coins. Charlie says, how could anyone ever bear to part with that coin in exchange for goods/services? And I believe the discussion that has taken place subsequently has suggested that they would not be able to part with that coin.
He wouldn't be allowed. Yeah. Certainly not for 7.3 meal deal.
No. Austria seem to be killing it in the coin world, says Josie. Commemorating evolution should also be a shoo-in for least contemporary event, says Pissing Myself. Fair play. Charlie says, is it an every which way but loose commemorative coin? I'm not sure which coin that is referring to, but also, given that I don't really actually know what which way but loose is or was, I suspect that if I were to know which coin it was referring to, I wouldn't be any the wiser.
I'll give it a Google.
Josie H says, have Tesco introduced their own cryptocurrency for meal deals? The Tescoin. So let's give Josie 2 points there as well.
I think Josie might now be on 5 points then, if someone could confirm that. I think Baldy's on 3.
No, Baldy was awarded an extra point whilst you were in.
So Baldy's on 4. I fucking love coins is on 2. I think Josie might be on 5.
Okay. I want to see a how it's made like video about these coins getting made, says Josie R. Re the Austrian coins. The nuclear clouds at the bottom of this coin. This current
the bimetallic element, right? This is what we're fighting for. This is the category is bimetallic. And so if you go back to the page and you look at what the other element is, that will be what gives it its fucking edge, this green ass hue.
I believe, a record for this. For the coin streams, just about to open my 4th can.
Wow. I'm still nursing my 3rd as I have no further cans.
I'm very sorry for you. Well, no, I'm not sorry for you. I am. Whatever you want me to be feeling for you, I'm feeling it, brother, because that's the kind of empathetic guy I am.
Thanks, man.
My pleasure. The nuclear clouds at the bottom of this Anthropocene coin. Look at them. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Pete,
it's not looking good for the Anthropocene, is it? With
no,
it looks nuclear bad. Power.
Pete and Orlise say hi, guys, and are greeted in kind by Josie H and Josie R. And they, Pete and Orlise, respond, hi, Josies, in accordance with that. Just catching up on the chat here. I've had frequent rejection of Scottish notes, so we'd already seen that. Carlisle still actively maintains a wall, says Pete and Orlise. And Paul says, I think we can conclude no one in Carlisle will accept the Austrian €25 coin. Which...
You don't think I can find a single person in Carlisle that would take that?
You closed-minded Brexiteer fucks. Don't you realise that we're all Europeans? I'm a Romaniac. Take my €25 coin and give me these crisps, you nutters. That's what I'd say if I were in a spa in Carlisle. Don't know if they have spas in Carlisle. I have been to Carlisle.
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
Went to. They had a cafe in the train station that was probably called Hadrian's Cafe, and had a nice. Sandwich
let's
there.
See if it was.
And one of those coffees that was way too big.
Wow. Where's that? So there's one in London.
Acton.
Hadrian's Cafe. Carlisle. No.
All right, well,
No.
fuck it.
Spa, Carlisle. Yep. There's a few.
Lots of
There's a
them.
few spas actually.
You can't move for them.
No. One in Longtown, one in Corby Hill, one on London Road, one in Cardew Lees, Newtown Road, Lamb Street,
Pretty.
Curragh Road. Oh, absolutely loathed the one on Curragh Road. One review, 1 star, Kulia Sharma. Hated it.
Yeah, nothing to say.
Hated it.
Just fuck it. Just awful.
Crypt Peeper says, heard you were talking shit about Carlisle.
Oh yes, yeah, they did hear that. Well, not talking shit.
No.
Just discussing it. Just all I was doing was discussing the role of identity in communities. Which is what I actually did my PhD on in the University of Life.
Yeah.
So I do know what I'm talking about.
Who among us?
I've been to Carlisle. It was quite nice. We've got a thimble from.
I've also been to Carlisle, as I stated, and I wasn't that keen on it.
Fair
Just
enough.
breaking news here. I tweeted earlier on today, delighted that Labour have opted to do the bare fucking minimum required to qualify as opposition. Re their decision to oppose the police powers bill coming up in Parliament, and that has now been liked 112 times, which is really.
I was going to say that. Well, that sounds like that's going to accrue some likes for you there.
Which is just, I think that's a damning indictment of the stated discourse, because that was just meant to be an expression of sort of frustration and a degree of pleasure on my part that actually they've decided to do the right thing. But it seems like a fairly innocuous and inane sentiment to accrue 112 likes.
I got my first viral tweet the other day by my standards. I tweeted a photo of something that I saw, and it got a
Did you?
And I just kept thinking, like, what is the point of this?
What is the point of this?
Well, it was annoying because, like, all that happens is enough people like it whereby a stranger will comment on it. It was a picture of, I saw it on a building site, and it was a picture of a man, like a cartoon saying that you need to wear this much PPE to enter, and he had a hard hat and a vest. The rest of him was just naked.
Oh yes, I remember that. I remember you tweeting that.
And
I liked it.
It got to the point where after 70 people have liked it, the first person commented saying like, "Oh, he's not wearing enough clothes." More like, "You shouldn't be allowed in." And then like people just keep commenting, being like, "Gosh, he's naked. Should put more clothes on." More like.
Yeah.
And it's just like it seems like there's only about 70 intelligent people in the world, and then after that, you're just exposed to this like vast chasm of idiots.
Wow. Wow.
Not like just the
Dear,
Twitter.
oh dear.
You tweet.
Dear, oh
you tweet.
dear.
No, I didn't mean that.
You said it.
That sounded really.
Oh, they're all
but...
stupid, aren't they? Nobody understands how funny my picture of the sign is.
But
why can't you just appreciate it for the aesthetic value and the humour that is inherent within the sign and my comment on the sign? Why do you have to embellish it with your stupid comments, you thickos?
I'm sorry, that was a stupid thing to say.
That was elitist of you.
But I don't know. All I'm saying is anyone that's ever like, and I've only ever had more than 100 likes, but anyone who's ever tweeted anything popular knows that like the sign that your tweet is popular is that someone will explain your joke to you or tell you that you're wrong.
We've had something of a battle going on for the number. There's various people in the chat who have either previously liked the tweet or have not yet liked it, have liked or unliked it to bring my estimation of the number of likes. It's absolute chaos. So we're currently on 114, but it doesn't matter, does it? I remember in sometime between 2015 and 2019 cutting up a CEX Computer Exchange loyalty card and saying something like, "I've had it with the Labour Party," and that got around 200 retweets. And that was there's a lot of dumb comments off the back of that. Police have apparently gone into the crowd to stand around the Winston Churchill statue.
Oh, get fucked, man. Go to absolute fucking hell. This country's just fucking... There's a maggot in the mind of this country. It is just fucking rotting. What is wrong with people? I am sorry, but my God, get over it.
Nick Oresti's on his soapbox.
Churchill. Just what?
Yeah,
I mean, honestly.
I'm with you there, of course, I'm with you.
It writes itself.
But I was, after you said a maggot in the mind of this country, I was imagining it in that as a lyric in Buffalo Springfield's classic song. I can't remember what it's called.
It's a lyric from Funkadelic, Maggot Brain.
Well, yeah. Well, that was the obvious.
That was where my
yeah. What an
where I
album!
got that from.
What an album!
Yeah, it rips, man. Hit it and quit it.
Hit it. Well, I'll be honest. It's pretty basic of me, but Super Stupid's probably my favourite track off that, just because it's hard. It goes hard.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah.
And you know, obviously the most sort of conventionally kind of rock track on the album. I love the rest of it. I absolutely love, and particularly Can You Get to That?
Oh man, yeah. I wanna know.
Yeah.
It just rips.
Your
Man, the whole
love
thing
on credit,
rips.
and your loving's nearly done. Wonderful. I can't go that low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, because the solo on Maggot Brain, George Clinton told his guitarist after taking LSD to play like he'd just been told his mother had died, and it just
Eddie something or other, isn't it?
Eddie.
Funk it. Eddie Hazel.
Eddie
Hazel.
Let's get eyes on this. There we go.
What a
Nice.
guitarist. Josie says, the only tweet I've got 1k likes on was a Star Trek Deep Space Nine joke. I have not capitalised on this. Josie R says, my most liked tweet is a picture of my grandparents' painted lobster claws that look like Punch and Judy puppets. Pete and Orlise, why aren't the statue people bothered by the Churchill insurance dog? A very relevant, important question.
You put it to them, they wouldn't be able to answer you.
No.
And I would say, what's the point on the lobster tweet where people were like, oh, actually, this is a painting of some lobster hands or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, what? And on the Star Trek tweet, what's the point where someone was like, haha, this is actually Deep Space Nine? It just kills you.
It does kill you. That's what you know, that's why I remain studiously unpopular.
Yeah. It's true, man. I'm happy with my 800 followers.
Charlie Miller has linked to his own tweet, which has 5 likes. Boris has broken into your house. He's drunk and holding a grenade. We're travelling on a one-way road to freedom. PM. God, he looks bad there, doesn't he? Sort of shell-shocked. I was very happy with this tweet, but only got 5 likes.
Sides of his face are sort of trying to split into different personalities. It looks like he's trying to hatch himself into a twin.
Yeah. And he probably is. We know not how low this man will stoop. Let's circle
oh my
back.
God, we've done one. This is never going to happen. I'm sorry.
I think... Fuck. Right, okay. Kazakhstan, KM41, 500 Tenga, silver with tantalum insert, Tobil Oishili. That has got to be that beautiful coin that we've seen.
Over and over again. Let's get it up then.
Let's get it up again. Kazakhstan. Can you remember any of the figures? Kazakhstan.
Tobble Thinker.
500 Tenga. Thinker. Yeah, probably do mean that, yeah. Oh, fuck me.
Yeah, it is. That is the guy, isn't it?
I am of the opinion that this has got to be amongst my favourite coins.
We don't have a sort of a coin heaven.
No.
Coin of fame or whatever you want to call it.
Let's just... Let's just make a new coin heaven. Well, no, that suggests that they've died.
Yeah. A coin hall of like a whole coin of. I'm trying to think if there's a pun. I'm sure Josie would probably be able to sort it out for us.
Somebody in the gorgeous coin person says Josie, coin Valhalla, coin Halla.
Value Halla.
Value Halla. I'll call it that for the time being. Okay. A lot of the nice coins we've seen tonight have had binary on them, points out Josie R, which is right. We have seen a number of pretty good binary containing coins.
Right, it's good, it's proper.
Right, okay, so Ed Goliath Frog has had a suggestion. Coin Halla, value Halla, we could have Cointopia. It's just a suggestion. I'm not saying, that it needs to be.
No, and it's a good one. I like it. Cointopia. I'm just a little bit. It's not quite neat because obviously it doesn't correspond to any of the existing topias. Atopia, Dis, or U.
Dystopia, Utopia. Yeah, you're right. And obviously, like topia is just a suffix which doesn't actually have a sort of value associated with it.
Without it's a front-loaded value word.
Yeah.
So if you remove the value element.
Ooh. Charlie Miller says metallurgatory, but that I mean that's a cracking bit of right. 3 points to Charlie. First up.
Jesus.
But secondly, metallurgatory suggests. I mean, obviously it's calling to mind purgatory, isn't it? So would you put an absolutely banging coin in metallurgatory?
No, you're right. It's a great.
Is as good, and it is good as that bit of wordplay is. It doesn't quite fulfil the brief. I mean, perhaps. Tell you what, I'm going to create a scene for it. Perhaps metallurgatory could be one. Wow. For coins where we're not certain, we haven't made up our mind. Obviously, given that I haven't actually made the scene for coin value Halla or Cointopia or whatever we're going to call it, I can't put this guy in there as yet. But
I don't think we'll forget him in a hurry.
I don't think we will. I love this coin.
Yeah, well, this coin comes up every time you basically Google the word coin.
And, fucking, both sides, the on and the off, are...
On and off, yeah. And you can't even tell what's on and what's off with this coin, which is, I think, a real sign of respect. Yeah. Because they're both on.
Well, no, this doesn't have the value on it.
Okay, I see. So that's the head.
500 Tenga. Yeah, so that's the offside and that's the onside.
Both beautiful to look at.
They are tremendous. We've got a couple more suggestions from. We've got 3 suggestions. Josie H says Navar Numismatics.
Numismatics is the name, of course, of coin collector. So it'd be good, to have that in there.
And Josie
Nirvana is a very good,
follows it up with Paradosh.
Paradosh. Oh, I see. Yeah. Because dosh, of course, is a sort of slang.
Yep.
Vernacular.
Of course. Charlie Miller says the land of milk and money.
Ooh. I think that's a point from me.
That's a point from you? Yes, by all means. You are an awarding body. You are permitted.
Yeah. I like it.
I like it as well.
All of these suggestions are really, really strong. I guess what's grabbing me about Charlie's at the moment is that they're also very neat.
Yeah.
There's a sort of a grace to them.
There is a grace to them. We have 2 variations on the same theme from Ed and Josie H. Ed offers Shangri-Lolly.
Mm-hmm.
And then Josie, Shangri-La.
Oh, brother.
It is good stuff.
Kashangra lolly.
It is good stuff, isn't it? A pair of good
Confuse
stuff.
the two.
I
I mean, at this point, I think you're gonna have to put it to the poll at some point.
I think we will. I hope that we
I think
remember all of
this is
these.
beyond our powers
Yeah.
to do. Oh yeah. What did we have? Metallurgy.
Metallurgatory. I think we have to
it's all
discount
slipping
simply
away already.
on account of metallurgatory, Navar Numismatics, Paradosh, Land of Milk and Money, Shangri-La, Kashangri-La, Valhalla.
I might change my suggestion back to Cashhalla, actually.
Cashhalla.
Or is that worse? Oh, hold on. Hold on. Cash. Now, there is a sort of heaven that has a cash. I'll figure it out. I'm thinking of Shambhala.
Oh, yeah. Kashangri-La is very strong, says Charlie Miller. I'm inclined to agree. It is very strong. Should we get back to these nominees? So we've seen the Kazakh 500 tenge coin, silver with tantalum insert. I mean, it's going to take some beating for me.
Yeah, we need to. I guess we need to pay lip service to Great Britain's Captain Cook entry, £2 coin.
Okay. Great Britain. £2 Captain Cook.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not holding a torch to the two we've seen so far, is it?
No. Weird font.
I think.
So Josie says weird font. I don't hate the font.
Also, the design is spilling out all over the page. I mean,
it is. It's a mess.
Some great examples of British £2 coins. You've had the Great Fire of London, one of my favourites.
Yeah, that I can barely see
it. But it
looks good.
The design is contained. Here is the obviously Trinity House from earlier. The design is contained.
Paul
within the bimetallic element.
Paul says, "I wouldn't bother to deploy police officers to stand around that coin." And I think that's a fair comment.
They probably still bloody would, wouldn't they?
They yeah. I mean, yeah. If that coin had committed some sort of crime, they'd probably stand around it, defending it from something. We have had.
That's rubbish.
You don't like that coin?
No, I think that Britain has limited itself by sticking within the sort of rules of that it's set itself what a £2 coin is allowed to be. But
Josie H does not like the font. Child's birthday party ass font, says Josie.
Yeah.
Carry on.
But I will say in defence that this is a coin that you could get.
Yeah.
This is a coin that you could get in change from a shop doing
it's
your
in
shopping.
Circulation. That's a point. That's a point to
circulation.
The coin.
That is always what we have over these other countries.
Yeah.
And I don't want I don't want to go nationalistic and get all jingoistic on it, but like that is one of the greatest things about our attitudes towards coin making. I don't think you will see with a lot of these other entrants.
No. I think I certainly will have to, and I imagine Pete probably, if he's still with us, Pete at least probably want to have a look at the Finnish €2 Finnish Constitution Act of 1919.
Nickel and brass KM293.
Euro Finnish Constitution Act of 1919.
Oh my it's a triple ass.
Fucking hell.
Oh boy.
I mean, it's not a joke. That's over and over again. What what the fuck is... How does that relate to the Finnish Constitution Act of 1919?
Yeah, it's
Oh, fuck me.
you gotta feel sorry for them. Almost turn up to the competition or something like that.
Well, no, they've been nominated.
Seeing the other entrants. Fair play for showing up.
That is. Josie H has pointed out that should be the first and perhaps only entrance into metallurgatory.
You reckon I put that straight in the hall of bad money? But
no, I think that's because it just asks so many questions, and almost all of those questions are why. But in a number of different intonations.
I gotta say, Andy, listen, in all of CoinStream, I don't know a single coin that's provoked the reaction that this coin just has. You have not shown me a single. Both of us have been unable to formulate a sentence for a good minute.
What were they thinking?
The try but.
And we've missed out that there was a tremendous suggestion from Ed for the good money place, which was Xanadu.
Oh. In Xanadu did Kubla Khan a stately pleasure dough decree.
Yeah.
Where Alf I don't know any more puns.
No. Right. Okay. So Pete has steamed in with some clarification as to what the hell they were thinking about this. The coin depicts the trias politica, the system whereby the government of a country is divided between a legislative, executive, and the judiciary. A judiciary, each represented by a cheek of the tri-ass,
orbiting around a central unified anus, out of which great policy is pooped. I mean, yeah, it's not the most interesting concept to try and depict, I suppose, from the brief. It's a little bit of a poisoned chalice, isn't it?
Charlie Miller suggests the castral plane.
But I would put the artificial intelligence coin in the castral plane. That suggests coins that have transcended and achieved full enlightenment. Which is a good concept for heaven. Yeah.
Josie says Kubla coin. Stately pleasure dime, says Pissing Myself.
Oh yeah, okay. So in Xanadu did Kubla a stately Kubla coin, a stately pleasure dime decree, and then come up with a statement where Alf the sacred river ran through caverns measureless to man down to the sunless sea.
The sacred real.
Yeah. We'll leave it to the chat.
Real Rand.
Yeah.
South African. Yeah. Very bubbly looking government system, says Josie. Josie H says this coin is funnier than Stuart Lee. Pete and or Lise no, it's Pissing Myself says anus is Finland, not a republic.
Oh.
Abolish the monarchy. Pete and or Lise say they like it so much it is on a €100 coin too.
Oh wow. God. Oh no. Oh God. The front of it is Jesus Lord. That's like a rash. What is that?
I mean, I don't like to denigrate my beloved partner's nation state home.
But they've got to get over the concept of the circle.
Yeah.
There's more interesting
What if we
design
represented
choices
this
out
with
there.
more bubbles? Absolutely. Kulla, yo. Lian bubbles. I don't know what the Finnish word for bubbles is, but I know what the word for more is.
We could stick this in. I'm happy for this to go in purgatory, I guess.
Yeah, I think both of these are going into metallurgatory. It's even more bubbly, and Josie H says the front is probably pebbly shit from the constipated Thranus.
Yeah, it does have sort of unhealthy connotations. I'm a little bit of a hypochondriac. Probably wouldn't touch this coin.
Certainly not now. It does look more microbial than perhaps you want the sort of.
Microbial is exactly the.
Pete and Elise say a quote, presumably again from a website which has probably been designed and put online in order exclusively to defend these coins. In his universal abstract expression, the designer has sought to capture the essence of democracy through the votes cast by citizens on the coin's obverse, while the three partly fused circles on the reverse depict the separation of powers. He's tried, the designer has tried to do that, and in many ways has perhaps succeeded, but at what cost?
I don't know. There are lots of ways of depicting democracy,
and this is one of them.
This is one of them.
Josie says the tri-bubbles are kind of shaped like a squashed Finland. Yeah, maybe.
I mean, I'm sort of reminded a little bit of the orb out of the prisoner.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of that going on. It's 7:44. We should.
Jesus.
I would suggest plough on. So, any of these that you want to see?
Let's look at one more, because I think we have to have a little bit more of an overview to vote, and then let's take a.
Yeah.
The anniversary of Asterix, for sure. Yeah.
1560. I mean, I was looking at Discover Poland Frombork Cathedral, but that's just because Frombork is a funny collection of letters as far as I'm concerned. But
there's a place in Poland where there's a cathedral made out of bones. Now, if it was that cathedral, show me that coin. But if not, don't bother.
It's not.
Yeah, forget it.
Right. Help me remember this, please. KM2560.
KM2560. It was a €2. They got a lot in the running this year. The euro, I guess, because it's perfectly given over to the bimetallic element, isn't it?
Yeah.
Asterix.
And here is.
Here he is.
The. I don't love it.
It's difficult, isn't it? I guess because
I suppose there's not much that you could actually have done with that.
No. Now I see it. Yeah, you kind of realise. I mean, maybe we could have got Obelix on there as well. It would have been nice to see his old friend.
Yeah. You want to see Obelix's old friend, do you?
Yeah. Obelix is his old friend.
I doubt you can put that on a coin.
No, what?
I'm suggesting that Obelix's nickname for his cock is his old friend.
Oh, okay. I was confused.
Yeah.
No. Obelix is.
Yes, I know Obelix is Asterix's old friend.
His old friend, yeah.
Yeah.
And it would have been. I'd just say it would have been nice to see him.
His old friend.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not that inspiring. I don't think anything can really inspire me after having seen what we've seen. Oh, that's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obelix's cock is called his manhair. Says Josie H.
Is that true? I don't know French, so I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know what we're working with here.
Goliath Frog Ed says the RF is awkwardly placed. So there's not a lot of love for this coin here, and I get that. I'm not particularly keen either.
Well, and also, Asterix has been depicted as in the sort of style of a Roman emperor, which I think I've hated.
Yeah, no, he'd have been against that. He wouldn't like that. Josie says, it's a pun on Menhir, the big rock that Obelix carried.
Oh, okay. There's been a long time since I've engaged with the universe of Asterix and Obelix.
Yeah.
Obelix. Like Weetabix.
Obelix, yep. That's it.
The words sit heavy on my tongue.
So should we find out who won?
Should we take a guess?
Well, I mean, given the frequency with which it's shown up when we've just been Googling any coin, I reckon the Kazakh 500 tenge silver with tantalum insert Tobel Oishli Tobol Thinker is probably going to be the winner.
Well, I'm going to say, just for, more than anything, the sheer fact that, like, out of all these bimetallic coins, what the hell even is silver neobium? I'm going for the artificial intelligence coin.
Well, Josie, both of the Josies actually are with you on this, reckoning that it will be Austria. Josie H also suggests, or Finland for shits and giggles, which, perhaps simplicity will win out, and three sort of vaguely connected, soft-looking orbs will be the winner. Fuck! It is Austria. It is Austria.
Yes.
Wow. Once again, let's have a wow. Wow. Once again, the judges have expressed tremendous admiration for an Austrian niobium bimetallic. Votes for this nominee were double that of its closest competitor. The fantastic designs in this series have won many Coty awards and are truly dominating this category. And absolutely fully fair play as well. I mean, I love the Kazakh coin, but this one was an outstanding entry as well. And the Austrians clearly do have the silver niobium €25 coin absolutely nailed down, and they, bringing out so many absolutely outstanding designs. So we've made it up to the best bimetallic coin. So that means that next week we will go into the most artistic coin. I hope you remember that. I probably will, I imagine. I think that's the sort of thing that's within
there's no forgetting what's just happened. That was...
Yeah.
What an intense...
So I reckon, given that I need another piss, and I should also probably start ordering takeaway for everyone, because I said I'd buy everyone a meal when they get back from the protest.
Gosh.
I think it's just my.
What are you going for?
My little treat. I don't know. We'll see what our brave soldiers feel like eating. Do you have anything to plug?
Yeah, probably. Hold on.
All right. Well,
I did a gig the other day.
How was it?
And it was good fun. I pre-recorded it. I don't really do. I've decided I'm probably going to not bother doing gigs anymore because they waste. But this one was fun.
Okay.
I pre-recorded it. Good. So you're
plugging something in the past then?
Well, I'm just thinking. I have now, as of yesterday, upgraded my internet to. I mean, hopefully, good internet. So I'll probably get back into streaming again now that I can actually move.
Lovely.
But I'll think of a concept. Maybe just play some music. So, yeah, I think Nam Sikaresti on Twitch. Yeah. Just remember the name, baby. Your boy might be coming back. And I'm still just working, as I have been for the last year now, on my little podcast project, which will come out probably in about 4 to 5 years' time.
Air horn in anticipation of that being released. Well, thank you very much, Sam. I will be back on Thursday with the return of Thursday Night Football after a fallow week in order to allow the grass on the field to regrow so that we can continue burning it up with Peter Toilet, the remarkably versatile scrambling quarterback. And obviously we'll be back for coins next week with the most artistic coin yet to come. It's been really genuinely lovely to have all of you with us. I hope you've had a nice informative time. We've allowed you to open your mind up to a lot of questions, and hopefully we'll also have a conclusion as to what the positive version of the Hall of Bad Money should be called at some point in the next week. So if you're on Twitter, do get in touch with me to harangue me with your suggestions or your votes or whatever. I could come up with some sort of streamlined system for counting that, but I'm not going to.
Cool. And try and remember, we've got Baldy on 3 points. We've got
Baldy's
Josie
on 4
on 4
points. Baldy's on 4 points.
Baldy's on 4 points. Josie's on 4.
Which Josie?
Charlie's on H.
Okay.
I'm on 1.
Uh-huh.
Charlie's on 2. And someone else had some points. So keep an eye on that, guys.
I fucking love coins. Had some points.
I fucking love coins on 3.
Wonderful. Well, it's been an absolute delight. Thank you so much to everybody for joining us. And good night. There we go.